Happy Mock Draft Monday, and boy, I got a treat for you. We got Alex from Hail Mary Sports helping us out with the 3-round mock draft. I'm taking a big breath, and I'm gonna let you speak for a minute.
Okay. Welcome to this awesome episode. Love being able to do a mock draft as always. Broshmo, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk ball, especially with somebody that, is not going to be an echo chamber to me. We're going to have some good conversations because we haven't talked about some of these players that are going to be a little bit less popular down the line. So I'm excited to be able to experience that.
We fight like a married couple. It makes for good television. So with that being said, 3 rounds. I have the first overall pick being the Tennessee Titans. Discussed this a little bit, but I'm going to go with Ruben Bain, the edge out of Miami. To me, he's more polished than Arvell Reese. I get that people probably like the upside, at least because he's playing more off ball, but his ability as a blitzer and to rush off the edge, I get why people like Arvell Reese. Both these guys have suboptimal arm length, but it's what they do from a athletic standpoint or even a physical. I mean, you're getting the girthier boy with Bain, and I think he's quick as hell. I love how he uses his hands, and I'm a mark for the Hurricanes. What can I say?
No, Ruben Bain was crazy to see in person. He is massive in the lower half. Pause. But
reason.
we're already starting off ready, hot and ready today. But no, Ruben Bain, high floor player. I always say this about the Titans as well. You took Femi to Oladejo last year, who was a linebacker edge convert essentially, and a little bit of a longer developmental curve. Not saying it's 1-to-1 with Arvell, but maybe getting the higher floor option that brings you a little consistency would be a good choice there with Bain. So number 2 is going to be a little more exciting. A couple more ways that you can approach this, but I'm going to just go steady Eddie. I think the most important thing to do is invest in your biggest playmakers, which to me, with Malik Neighbors coming back off of a knee injury next year, you don't want to rush him and force him to be the focal point of the offense. I'm going to go after a wide receiver here at number 2. And the question is who? You can pretty much, all these guys are fantastic. We're kind of blessed. Yeah. It was supposed to be a bad wide receiver class, but I'm a sucker for Jordan Tyson. A lot of injury red flags, but none of them correlated to each other. So we'll see if that's just bad luck or maybe it's something that is going to be a little bit more of an issue down the line. But talent on the field, Jordan Tyson's a true one, and it's kind of nice to have 2 ones on the field.
Yeah, he's definitely got the bigger upside than the other 2. But dude, Mekhi Lemon this past weekend against Iowa,
unbelievable.
I'm telling you, Steve Smith light. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Well, this pick's easy for me. Cleveland Browns. We saw a little bit of Shadur. It wasn't great. Listen, he's a 5th-round pick. It is what it is. Dylan Gabriel, 3rd-round pick. Invest in the quarterback. And right now, the only guy, I don't know. I'm not really confident about it. Many of these guys. But I'm okay with Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. He's shown some big play potential. He came alive. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Penn State game, he was good for 1 drive. No, he had some nice throws earlier. It just, it wasn't consistent. It was a little rough. He wasn't picking up the blitz. But he came through when it mattered. We saw him do that in the Oregon game, how he bounced back from a pick 6, led a 90-yard drive. And then even in the Iowa game where he threw another costly interception and then led the game-winning drive. So Mendoza, there is a bit of an it factor, I think, there with him. Not the most mobile guy. Who cares? He's got an arm.
Yeah. Honestly, he's not that bad of an athlete either. I think he scrambled for a touchdown as well. So, yeah. Mendoza, what I do love the most about him compared to some of these other quarterbacks that we'll be talking about today is he has a lot more experience and he's been in more systems and had success in those systems. So you're getting somebody who has now shown the ability to translate from 2 entirely different systems, Cal to Indiana, and be able to have success through both. And they're completely different climates, completely different competition, completely different groups of guys, and he still has success. So, and if I'm going to be honest, it's pretty damn important to be able to be clutch when you need to be. And you wish it was the entire game that you're doing really well, but if you can do well when you're needed, usually like the win column doesn't really care at the end of the day whether you were great the entire game or great for that final drive. Fernando Mendoza, I guess in college it matters a little more, but in the NFL, maybe not so much. So Number 4, this pick's easy for me as well. I know that we'll have more delineation, more debates down the line. I'm going to go Arvell Reese here, linebacker / edge out of Ohio State. For Brandon Staley's 3-4 system, I love for him to be able to apply pressure off the edge. But also, I mean, you look in the past, they know how to utilize linebackers. So I love the fact that he can be pretty much a benefit at either position. And, especially with Staley, I actually trust him to utilize Arvell Reese properly.
So with the Jets pick, let me ask you something. Dante Moore, what are we doing with Dante Moore in this draft?
So the question is, how much do you trust Todd McShay? I love Todd McShay. I know you love him as well. But he is confident, 99%, where he's doubling down on new episodes about how Dante Moore's returning to school. And I'm not really one to say he's wrong.
Yeah, I hear that. I think it would be irresponsible if we don't include Dante Moore. And I feel like, hey, if you want to do, we could do later drafts. Okay, let's say Dante Moore in this instance.
Where more sources start saying.
Yeah. This isn't Arch Manning,
Yes, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm not going to complain. It was the first week this week that I had Dante Moore return. So
yeah. Oh man, now I don't know. Now I kind of want to test. It
makes my next pick much easier. I got to be honest. It makes number 6 way more straightforward for me.
All right, well then I'll put the IOTUS on you to pick Dante Moore.
Okay.
I'm going to take Ty Simpson in that case. He's not coming off the best game. I got done watching him this morning, that Oklahoma game. He was blitzed 64% of the time. It was insane how much pressure that was getting home. Don't get me wrong. He had some misses. But you could definitely tell, especially in that second half, just the protection was non-existent. It felt like his internal clock was slower too. He was more maybe big play hunting or just having to get out of dodge. And I don't know. I think Oklahoma did a good job taking away, what's his name? Josh Cuevas?
Oh, Cuevas, yeah.
Cuevas, yeah. Because he was a force in the first half, and then I don't know if he got a reception in the second. Yeah. But Ty Simpson might be the most pro-ready of the bunch to a degree. You could probably say about Mendoza too, but I think just how he operates the offense. This man's making calls and shifts in protection. That's typically a center's job in college, but he's just doing NFL things. So
right.
And I feel like Aaron Glenn, I don't want to say has to, but with just how bad Fields has been, I don't know what hope you're bringing in next year.
It's pretty scary. If I'm going to be honest, if you don't bring in somebody with some sort of legitimate NFL consistency, at least for the quarterback room.
Are you going to want to go trade for a Kyler? No. Are you going to want, can you maybe get an Anthony Richardson for cheap? Maybe.
Or how much better are you going to be with that situation, And especially Anthony Richardson has not solely been bad because of the talent. The injuries severely hamper the development. And unfortunately, if you don't develop, you're not going to be an NFL quarterback. But you end up locking in on Ty Simpson?
Yeah, I'm going to lock in on Ty Simpson. I'll put you here are going to decide if we're drafting Dante Moore in this or not.
Well, you said it's irresponsible not to, and I agreed that, I'm not doing this solely on myself because
I've been swindled.
I'm going to send Dante Moore back to school if it's only on me. But we talked about this a second ago. Todd McShay is very, very convinced that Dante Moore is going back to school from his sources. I trust Todd McShay. However, I haven't heard it from anybody else. So maybe when we do this again, we could end up doing it with a little bit more conviction rather than maybe some inside sources than it's like.
Yeah. And I mean, with that being said, it makes sense for him to return.
I agree. Money wise, protection wise, to be fair,
development wise,
yeah. I'd actually almost argue against that for this one reason. The entire offensive line pretty much might be kaput. They might have to have a whole new offensive line in there.
I'm not going to lie. The line has had some struggles this year against big opponents, specifically tackle.
Yeah, Harkey has, for some reason, regressed as a tackle and looks way more like a guard the way he kind of should be.
He did miss the Iowa game, I believe.
Harkey? He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, there was a lot of guys out for the Iowa game. That was kind of surprising. But on top of that, World, he's been not the true first round caliber tackle we were hoping. But I mean, thank God that Pregnon's doing well. And then I think Luli, the other guard, does
He's
well.
He's doing solid.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking
my
about
boy
like
Poncho.
Yes, Poncho. But regardless, I'm going to go Dante Moore here. It does make a ton of sense. At the very minimum, you might have the terrorist that is Geno Smith coach this guy up. Pray to God that maybe his coaching is better than his play. But yeah, I mean, I think it is right for him to go back to school. I will say, though, you're just kind of waiting for a little bit more confirmation than from one person talking about their sources. And again, it's a source that I buy into. But for the sake of this, it makes a lot of sense for the Raiders to draft Dante Moore, either sit him for a year, which never happens, or just develop him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Full disclosure, Commanders, I would trade down here. They need picks. They're the oldest team in the NFL. And that blew my mind when I heard it. And then you look at their roster and be like, oh, it makes sense.
Well, the amount of old guys they acquire, it's not like they just keep and retain old dudes. They just like,
yeah, exactly. So I initially, part of me is like, man, the secondary has been a mess, but I think that's really the corner position. They're going to get Will Harris back. I don't know if he played this past week against, no, because I think they just opened up his window. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But regardless, like Caleb Downs is an option. But if I'm picking in the top 10, I do think I want to swing on a more valuable position. And given the complications at wide receiver, dude, this is so tough. Having to pick between the two. It's really pick your style, right?
You're talking between Lemon and Tate?
Yeah, and do you maybe want to tap into a little bit of what Jaden Daniels did at LSU, and that was be a phenomenal deep ball passer? Because if that's the case, I think I'm going to go with Carnell Tate here.
I mean, to be fair, the one receiver that's been extremely potent on the Commanders also came from said program.
Exactly. And if Debo's gone after this year, I guess that could open up a path for Lemon if you're looking for that yak target.
Yeah, but there's also so many good yak targets that we can do on like.
Okay, he's more than just yak.
No, I'm just saying if you want to acquire that yak presence, you could go for it on day 3. There are a lot of really fun players there. Eric Singleton being one of them, unless we draft him today.
I will say, Alex, there's a pick I love for this right now.
I assume you. Okay, I can't see your screen, so I'm just assuming you ended up deciding on Carnell.
Yeah, I took Carnell.
For the Rams, I mean, the pick that I personally love is Mansour Delane, but I assume it's not what you're thinking.
It's not what I'm thinking.
Are you thinking Makai?
No.
Okay.
I'm thinking Caleb Downs.
Really?
Because you have Curl and Lake as free agents.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Lake's the guy they bring back. He mainly plays in the slot. Mm-hmm. Caleb Downs basically plays that Cam Curl role and does it better than Cam Curl.
I'm not going to disagree with you. The only reason I won't do it is for this one reason. Where have they acquired these top tier defensive backs or defensive backs that have done well? Not super duper high. Like you think
Cam Kitchens.
Like he was a late third, right? Pick number 100. I think this organization values, and I like to blend at least some sort of organizational realism into what I do. I think that they're going to prioritize more of the corner position early than defensive back. I think you're 100% right about the fit, but I also trust this organization to find the right value to replace Cam Curl for maybe a cheaper price than at number 8. So I would go Mansour Delane here, but I think it's a great suggestion.
Okay, whatever. Don't butter my biscuits after you've already broken my heart.
Oh, I ended up saying all these positive things, but regardless, Mansour was my corner 1 coming into the year, especially after this past week where Cisse ended up allowing over 100 yards, going to end up still being my corner 1. And, great transition for Virginia Tech to LSU. I mean, arm length might be a little short, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah, he gives... this isn't a comp, but he does give the Jalen Ramsey vibe of that you can move him around in the secondary because he did play a little bit in the box for Tech. We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged. Bengals, oh my gosh, dude. It's defense, but it's trying to hone in on what defender I want. Caleb Downs, it feels like an embarrassment of riches just to be able to get him. Geno Stone's on the way out. Good. He's unfortunately not been great for the Bengals. They need pass rush in the worst way, though. Peter Woods, because they're not getting pass rush anywhere else. So Peter Woods kind of intrigues me.
Okay.
I love David Bailey.
He does not fit what the org goes for.
Dude.
Are we doing what we want or like?
I'm doing what I want. I'm trying. Okay, we're gonna make picks that make sense. You could make an argument he's been the most dominant, like pure pass rusher in this class.
He's been the hardest to block at the college level.
Yeah, dude. Even when he's getting, let's say, bodied in the run game, like there was a play in the Kansas game where he just got ran down 6-7 yards downfield by a double team. The ball ended up coming out and he recovered the fumble. It's like, wow, even in the midst of a negative rep, here he is making a play.
Yeah.
I think I want to swing on the more valuable position. I think at the end of the day, I think I take a hard look at Peter Woods, but I think if I'm looking at Peter Woods, I should also be looking at Caleb Downs.
Fair enough.
You can make the case for Keldrick Falk, but he doesn't have the pass rush.
Yeah.
That this team's going to lose Hendrickson in free agency. They need pass rush, so I'm going to go with Bailey.
I respect that. My reasoning. So I actually, funnily enough, every time I do a mock draft, I kind of go through all the edge rushers and say why none of them make sense for the Bengals in the first. If you're just thinking about it through the lens of the organization, like just being solely predictive. Like the organization seems to value a blend of measurables, RAS, and size, which, I mean, I guess they kind of all work together. But like you look at in the past, Miles Murphy, Shamar Stewart, like the organization tends to acquire players who don't fit those. Like Hendrickson has shorter arms. But like David Bailey, 250. You look at like R. Mason Thomas, 250. TJ Parker, shorter arms. Like there's just a lot of guys who I don't think line up with what the organization loves.
So you're saying that it should have been Peter Woods?
What I'm saying is it should have been Caleb Downs. However,
well, Peter Woods is going to be the Raz guy.
Yes, I'm just saying they also take defensive back pretty highly. I'm saying for the edge position, that's their bread and butter, the organization, because we all know that the coaches don't have as much say as the ownership. Otherwise, it would be a lot better. That
is a roundabout way to tell me who the Cardinals are going to select.
I'm not going Caleb Downs here. I think it's an embarrassment of riches for sure, but I think there's a much larger vacancy at right tackle. And personally, I do think that the value of Spencer Fano is pretty much through the roof, because I know with that next pick, I don't trust them to have the value of being able to address offensive line. And whoever the quarterback's going to be, a bad offensive line is going to just hamper you far more than going after a quality DB. So I'm going to go after a player who I think should still be considered top 15, top 10 at a position of need with great value. So Spencer Fano.
Even if he ends up at guard, Isaiah Adams hasn't been good for him. So
that too.
All right. My Miami Dolphins, I think I have to go Caleb Downs here. I would love to do something to help Tua. They're going to free up a lot of cap space for free agency. So not like that there's going to be crazy good wide receivers, or even if you look at offensive line, I think that there's some stuff at guard they could bring in. But yeah, no, I can't let Downs go past here. And especially when I look at our safety room.
You just got to go best player available. Like that is where you're building the foundation of the team, right? Like you just need to get best player available and just continue building upon it until you're ready. So I think it's a great move. And you've taken safety in the first as well. So it lines up historically with what the organization's willing to do.
Yep, and we're going to release that safety we took in the first this offseason.
Well, funnily enough, you've lost both safeties you've taken essentially in the first. I mean, Javon was the second, but not like a super late one. Number 12 for the Dallas Cowboys. Every time I do this, it makes me almost regret them getting Quinnen Williams because I just see Peter Woods slip to this point, which maybe he shouldn't. But it's just like, would love to just add you to that core. But instead, there's a lot of very good options here. I do think that the two players I'm looking at are TJ Parker, Keldrick Falk. So rest in peace, Marshawn Nealand. Obviously, those of y'all who know. But I would just say that there's a vacancy at edge. And Keldrick Falk, to me, I don't have him as high as maybe some others do, but I think he's an amazing fit for what Marshawn brought to the table. And that is a vacancy going forward. And I think if you draft Marshawn here later in like the third round, you can end up going after more of a DPR style, where you can get the pass rusher, the lightning and the thunder approach if you still feel like the edge position needs to be addressed. With TJ Parker, there's a lot of development, in my opinion, that still needs to be had. Even though I have him higher than Falk, I think Falk might be the better fit for the Cowboys. So I'll go Keldrick Falk, edge rusher out of Auburn.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I'm kind of curious because I know Spring, they said he was 270. I've seen reports he's up to 285.
Yeah.
Curious on his value as an interior player.
It's a weird tweener because I think the only reason, like personally, I think he was 270 coming into the year. And because Auburn continues to try to put him at nose randomly, maybe he's just tried to bulk up to be a little bit more effective there. I want to see his combine weight because that'll be very telling of what position he wants to be. Similar to, remember DeMarvin Leal? Oh,
yeah, I do.
What a time. What a time.
Now I'm sad.
Career-wise, I know.
Career-wise, yeah.
I mean, we just talked about
exactly.
friend of the show, but like.
All right, so I can tell you, Vikings fans might not like what's about to go down here.
Jeremiah Love.
It is Jeremiah Love.
I feel like Vikings fans have been like clamoring for me to do this.
Really?
I don't know if they're gonna hate it.
Well, I mean, Aaron Jones is at a point where he's not handling a big workload. Mason's had moments, and I don't really think it's their fault for the ineffectiveness. It's like the offensive line's just been banged up. But if you take an offensive lineman here, you probably would want to take a shot on tackle. And the problem with this tackle class is they might be guards.
Yeah.
Which I would argue is probably your stronger position on the offensive line. Outside of like Darisaw. And I mean,
invested in it pretty heavily too.
Yeah, and Brian O'Neill, he's just been banged up, but he's really good when on the field. Could go corner, but I don't know. I have enough faith in Brian Flores where it's like they could plug in whoever the hell they want. Yeah. So let's help JJ. Let's get not a generational. He's kind of fringe blue chip for me.
Okay.
But
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely a first round caliber running back, which are words that don't leave my mouth a lot. Yeah.
I haven't heard that from you in a hot second. Well, I guess it's
Ashton Genty, dude. I was all over though. I was like, give me Ashton Genty.
Yeah, no, I mean, Genty and Hampton were pretty special to me last year. I'm so grateful that
I don't even think I had Hampton as a first rounder.
I thought you might have had him as a late first.
I may have had him late. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go
thank
check.
God that he ended up bouncing back, by the way. And then, of course, he got hurt. But, we at least saw it's like. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, that offensive line for the Chargers has been in rough shape.
So bad. I'm going to make quick work of this. Obviously, we're doing 100 picks damn near. We're going to go Peter Woods all day, every day for the Baltimore Ravens. Their best. I mean, it's Eric DeCosta, for Christ's sakes. He's going to take the best player available. Yeah. And I mean, Peter Woods is my number 2 player in the class, even though he's been.
I certainly could have done that for the
Vikings.
So I had Amari and Hampton as a top 50, but he was at 31 on my big board.
That checks out. Okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
So, golly, Chiefs are here, and dude, they don't need a wide receiver, but I hate that I see Mekhi Lemon still on the board.
He's so good too.
I'm not gonna go with Mekhi Lemon. They need defensive line, but I don't think there's a guy here that really fits their mold. You know? I mean, you could take a shot on the upside of Amari Washington, but this is a little early for me, at least. I think corner they've drafted to replace some of the guys here in free agency this year. Yeah. So I don't think I want to go there. Again, there's just if Keldrick Falk was here, he would be the pick.
Why are you against TJ Parker? Because he provides like more of the quick pass rush win. I feel like that's the area.
I think TJ Parker is just like, it works out that I think he's a Robin to somebody's Batman. I think he's one of the highest floor guys in this class. It's just, golly gee, I don't think I would take him in the first half of the first round.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, he checks all the boxes, but he's one of those guys that does a lot of things good, not great, or I should say great, not elite.
Yeah.
And there's not that one thing I think he really can put his hat on. So with that being said, I'm just going to take Kenyon Sadiq and assume Travis Kelce's done.
Bank on the upside.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he went off against Minnesota this past week. He wanted to play Iowa, but they told him no.
Yes, I heard that he was like actually like begging the coaches. So I'm like, okay, I like that energy. They McShay was saying that the organization's very frustrated with his work ethic, apparently, which is kind of crazy for how much he actually tries on the field. But I don't know. Those are his words, not mine. But
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, time will tell. Number 16 for the Texans. I just want to address the interior of the offensive line. And for me, I love the upside of being able to have someone who could play tackle, especially in case of injury, in case of regression, in case of guys who want to, maybe take a bigger pay cut than what they deserve. And so I'm going to go CC Mauigoa here. I think that I ended up seeing him in person. He passes the eye test. He's a fluid blocker. Is it disrespectful to take him away from tackle? Maybe. I don't really trust his arm length, so I think his projection is more of a guard in the NFL. And also for this organization that seems to really care about measurables, I think they would view him as a guard. So I do like the ability, though, in case of injury, to be able to fill out at tackle. So, CC Mauigoa.
Carolina Panthers, I'm running the card in. Mekhi Lemon is going to come in and help Bryce Young, who... Are we ever going to get an answer if he's the guy or not?
I ended up saying the answer was no in my 2027 I dropped last night. I was like...
I mean, dude, after, if he's just going to be this up and down, you got to move off of that. You just got to move off of that and be like, you know what? Hey, you might be a high floor backup or back end of the league starter, but we need better than that. But until then, there's not a quarterback here I'm taking. So let's just get him more weapons.
I mean, that's valid. I'm debating between two players right here. Oh, by the way, what are we doing with Jermod McCoy? I assume is he going back to school? The dude, the true junior, hasn't played.
He's yet to play. I have no problem pulling him out of this.
That's why I haven't thought of him at all before. So I just want to throw that out there.
Do we want to do that for Connor Liu too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a
Connor Liu and then maybe Cindy Who.
Absolutely. So I'm debating between two players right here. I'm curious what your thoughts are in terms of the vision of the future of the cornerback core for the Lions, because I know they've been up and down and very unhealthy recently.
I think, they got Robertson as a free agent. Yeah. I think it's always in the cards to kick Arnold into the slot if they want to. Yeah. So if they want to go out and get another corner, I think they can.
Because I'm debating between Sissy from South Carolina that Todd McShay says is coming out, which I'm surprised because I think his brother joined the team and they wanted to play together for a while. Then TJ Parker.
A lot of brothers on that South Carolina team. Sellers was his brother this past week.
Yeah, they kept bringing that up in the broadcast. I'm like, okay. It's like this is the whole entire Taylor Swift panning the camera to her the whole time. We got it after the first 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, right.
Between TJ Parker and Sissy, who would you prefer? Because I know TJ Parker, you're saying it could be the Robin to the Batman, which is, of course, Hutch. And I feel like a high-end edge, too, is kind of something we've been debating for the Lions for the past year or two.
I guess then the next question I would have, how How do you feel about edge compared to corner on day 2?
I like edge far more. Just like actually exponentially more. I'm just debating the actual need of corner. Like, am I actually getting the value out of Sissy versus the value out of TJ? Because I know on day 2, just spoiler alert, I'm going to go after a tackle or a center.
Okay.
I don't really trust the value here. But I'm like debating if the future at boundary corner, because Sissy is viewed by a lot of people as like a corner 1. Of course, that's before he ended up being absolutely sliced and diced by multiple first-round wide receivers. Hot take. I think Texas A&M might have the best receiving core in the country minus Ohio State. Maybe that's not a hot take. I'm going to go Sissy. I think that his losses are, I want to see how he does next week, because if he doesn't rebound, then we might have a problem. But I mean, crazy athleticism, great physicality, and just overall the ball skills have been there. So I just want to see how he ends up reacting to just having a bit of a down week. And I think you agree. If he ended up having a great week last week, we're talking about him at number 8, number 7, maybe even higher.
Yeah, so. I hear you. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with Cassius Howell. I'm gonna get another guy that is this fast, exotic car to be next to Yaya Diaby. Hassan Reddick, I believe, free agent this year, maybe not.
Yeah, he's a 1-year 14.
Okay, yeah. Got to get someone next to him. They got to bring the pressure. How do you do that? You draft Cassius Howell, who is nothing but just pure chaos, pure havoc. He gives you a little versatility too, in coverage. So
you don't think that his 30 and 30.675 inch arms are going to stop him from being a first?
I believe in the capability of Todd Bowles and his. I hear he is a very good defensive coordinator. He's a defensive-minded head coach. And to be fair, his defense has actually been pretty all right this year, pretty solid opposed to the last few years. So, hey, I believe in their ability to scheme him up. I think he can overcome that. That's why I'm taking him in the second half of the first round opposed to the first.
I respect that. I personally love to go linebacker with Sonny Styles for him because I love the value of edge day 2, similar to what you're asking me about the Lions, which was a big decision-making factor. But Howell is a race car, and he's been fantastic this year. So for the Browns at number 20, you can't really go wrong. Part of me wants to just go kind of nuts and do some preventative maintenance at the edge core and go after TJ Parker and develop him for a year before, the $20+ million contracts have to hit for, fortunately for my reputation's sake, Isaiah McGuire actually being somewhat adequate. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Chris Bell, wide receiver out of Louisville. I think his team needs a little bit of juice. And 6'2", 220, who's going to be great after the catch, smooth as a route runner as well. Very polished player. I'm excited to be able to see him actually in a couple days too. So I'll let you know if the eye test passes. There you go.
All right, I'm going to pick your brain here for the Steelers. Lenore Sellers.
You think? Why are we having him come out in this?
I mean, I think there's a good argument to be made. He's still probably a first round caliber quarterback, at least in the back half of the first round, just because of tools. He's been asked a lot on that offense. Like he's running it. He's making calls at the line. They've given him the freedom to do that. Has it worked out? Maybe not. To be fair, the offensive line's terrible. The pass catchers haven't been consistent, and they fired their OC just a week or so ago. Yeah. So it's not been ideal, but let's not pretend like Sellers has been phenomenal as a passer.
Right.
Again, I just wanted to kind of throw that one out there as a potential wide receiver too.
Interesting take though for Sellers, just before we transition, because I think wide receiver is a great option. I'll co-sign on that, but part of me believes that if he transfers, his stock is not going to go up, because I'm just going to put this out there. As one of his biggest supporters coming into the year, I was like, oh my God, this guy's showing so much development. I think the processor not improving at an exponential rate next year will have his stock tank. And we're going to stop talking about the tools, and we might start talking about a position change. That's just a very hot take. Because if your processor doesn't work, I hate to say it, Brian Flores is going to pick you apart. Jim Schwartz going to pick you apart. If you can't think, you're not going to play. That's just, and again, he was my number one guy, but I mean, I'm realistic here. You might want to come out while people still think you have upside versus a legitimate long-term red flag.
Okay. So anyways, let's move on to wide receiver 2 then. Yeah. I know this is a team that never takes wide receivers in the first round. I know Aaron Rodgers, if he comes back for round 2, that's a big if. That's why I brought up the quarterback talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't like throwing to rookie wide receivers. So there's a few complications there.
Yep.
I think corner could be on the table with Ramsey playing more safety.
It's possible. Yeah. I don't know if there's the build of corner that, I mean, Keith Abney would work, but I think we value a little bit more athleticism, at least higher up. So it'd be like Colton Hood. If that were the corner.
I mean, I still like, I like Abney a ton. I like him better than Cease or Sissy or however we call him.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm a fan of all of these guys. They're all
yeah. Oh, exactly. Same here.
For corners though, I'm biased.
You're biased. I love corners, dude. I hear you. I wouldn't be opposed to Abney here because I think he's been shut down all year. He's a smooth athlete. He may not be like long speed crazy, but he's fine.
I'd be happy with him. I'll throw this one name out there, and I'm curious because you're not gonna like it. I already know. Darian Menza. I think that if he comes out, he's not.
If we're talking about guys returning, dude, he's getting paid so much money.
But I mean, to be fair, we've seen multiple years in a row now these quarterbacks who think they're just going to go back and continue getting stock. I mean, he's red hot right now. Sometimes capitalizing on it and going
after that Virginia game.
Well, I guess technically you talk about after the Connecticut game too, but yeah, I mean, I think he returns. That worked so well. He probably, I mean, I had him return for mine. To be fair, just full transparency, but I love his fit in Pittsburgh. But I do like
Mensa. I don't think he's got first round tools. I wouldn't mind him on day 2 though.
See, I was like very hesitant on Menza. I ended up, I think he's top 50 on my board, but that's
so wild. I was the Mensa guy coming into the year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he's 44 on my big board right now.
Nice. I have him as a returner, so.
It makes sense. I don't blame you.
A kick returner, that is. I think I'm going to go with the corner. I will go with, I love Abney. He's my dude. I feel like more people should be talking about him, and I don't understand why not.
I don't get it either, if I'm being completely frank. I don't think he's a great athlete. You do see him.
I think he's quick, just not like long speed.
Yes. I think that he's going to be somebody who runs like a 4.55, but he's just going to be a damn good corner. Very physical,
quick, fluent. You know, he's like a roller skate champion.
That's fun.
That is a fun fact. Yeah,
that is fun. That's the definition of a fun fact.
Dude, let's get him on some wheels on the field.
That would be kind of crazy. I mean, it would make him faster finally. But number 22 for the Chargers. I think I got to rush this one in. I mean, technically Vega's here. Oh, Vega's hard to pass on at 22.
And for the Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about through the Chargers because for me, I just want to go TJ Parker and put him with Mentor. Granted, big asterisk if he doesn't go and get a job somewhere else. I'm going to go Vega. It just feels like too much of a guarantee at this point. If a high floor guard is there, the one that also just, these big ass Samoan dudes, they're worth taking early and often. I know you sign up for that. Dude, you co-sign on that.
That's why I fell in love with Vega and Poncho at the beginning of the year.
Yes. I have yet to come around to Poncho, but Vega, you know what's weird about Vega? Look at his tape from 2024 to this year. It's almost exactly the opposite. I think Vega was a lot better as a run blocker than a pass blocker last year. And it's awkwardly flipped. I'm excited to see him find that balance in the NFL, which I think he could easily with Harbaugh there.
All right, so for the Niners, I know I'm going tackle. I'm getting that heir apparent to Trent Williams. The question is, which one of these two prospects that check all the boxes for me do I want to go with? Lomu or Gooseby? I'm still in the Gooseby camp.
Ooh.
I do think Gooseby might need another year, though. But you could say the same thing about Lomu. That's the thing. But since we're kind of on a shortage of tackles with arm length, they probably, at least one of them probably comes out this year. And I'm gonna say that guy's probably Lomu, though. I'm gonna keep Gooseby in the back of my head for later picks.
Okay. Caleb, it is. I like to go Proctor to kick him into guard for the short term, just because of like the measurables. But yeah,
I will say this past week, I think I've now officially been sold on Proctor. Not that I wasn't sold on Proctor at guard, it's just I hate tall guards in pass pro.
Well, I think Proctor definitely,
especially for the Niners, actually.
Right. Well, it's just like when you have a short quarterback, that's why I've always been like I'm trying to remember how tall is Ozzy Trapilo. Was he like 6'7" or 6'6"?
He was 6'7". He was a big boy.
Because I was like thinking, like we could, find a way, God forbid, like because I had Xavier Chaplin go to them in the 2027 mock. I'm like, whoever loses that battle ends up going to guard, and I'm like, that's kind of a tough sell even for myself. Regardless, at 24 for the Cowboys, part of me wishes I just did not take Keldrick Falk earlier because TJ Parker's here. I'm not going to double up at edge. We're not going to go too crazy. Not pulling Atlanta Falcons on us right now. But also a spot where I'd trade out based on the fact that you don't have a second or a third. Kind of a big deal. But I think this is just a quick and easy one. Sonny Styles is available. This linebacker core, you guys acquired, a linebacker at the trade deadline. It's pretty obvious you see that there's at least some sort of need. Sonny Styles, DeMarvion Overshown. Pair them up. Forget about it.
All right. I'm running the card in. TJ Parker to the Chicago Bears. This is exactly what I would want. Just he checks the boxes for Dennis Allen. You get Montez Sweat, a true running mate, because he doesn't have one, unfortunately. Odeyimbo, he's kind of been disappointing compared to his contract. Anyway, I've always saw him as a good rotation guy, regardless. But
yeah. You just hope to see like a little bit more consistency for the edge too. All right, 26, Buffalo. Well, I used to say, don't go Denzel Boston because I think he'd have a very similar role to Keon Coleman. Well, shit. Well, it looks like that vacancy is pretty fucking wide open now, huh? We're going to go Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington here. I mean, he's a first-round graded wide receiver for me. Even has done some punt returning duties, which I guess PTSD with Keon Coleman did some of that stuff at Florida State too, but extremely polished, has gone up and been stress tested versus some of the best DBs in the country. And he's just been doing a damn good job. And apparently Keon Coleman's not being benched because of the on-field performance. It's because he's like taking reps off and such, but
missing team meetings.
I will say Denzel Boston doesn't seem like that at all. So I fully support him. Another reason why I also like him to the Steelers is because he's a very good blocker. Shout out to Washington program because they do a great job with that.
All right. So with the Seahawks, this just makes sense going corner. Witherspoon plays a lot in the slot. You have Reek and Job as free agents this year. So even if they retain one of them, you're going to need someone else. So I guess this is where I'm going to take Colton Hood.
I respect that. That's a really good fit.
Yeah. Side note, just in case you missed out, Jermon McCoy, we're going to return him to school for this one.
See ya. 28 for New York. You drafted Ty Simpson earlier, which is actually the pick that I made for them too. Funnily enough, I traded up in my last mock to draft Denzel Boston as well. Not an option now. He's going to be in the division though. That sucks. That really sucks. Part of me wants to go Anthony Hill here because apparently Quincy Williams isn't even worth starting. Get his ass benched.
Okay, they said they benched him and then he played like 48 snaps.
I know.
He just didn't start the series.
I don't understand what the hell they're... Organization, get your head and ass wired together. But I will say Aaron Glenn did have success with the first round linebacker and Jack Campbell in Detroit.
Can I pitch something?
I'm all ears.
Defensive interior, considering they got rid of Quincy's brother.
Christian Miller is definitely someone who I'd be intrigued with.
I think Miller or Washington.
I'm much higher on Miller than Washington.
I am too.
However,
I'm just saying, if you're looking for freaks, I mean, to be fair, I think they're both kind of freaks.
let me pitch you this. I think because you have their next pick, I think one of those is going to be available at 37. I do not think one of the linebackers will.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey.
So I'm strategizing with you.
I think this linebacker class is jack loaded, which is a term I'm going to coin right here and now.
Yeah, I'm not coining it, but you can coin it. I don't know if this linebacker class is very fun. I don't know if it's really evolved to the point where I'd feel that comfortable with it. I will say Aaron Glenn with a high potential player like Anthony Hill is something I'll be much happier to co-sign on than maybe trying to roll the dice later on. So okay, we'll do that. And also I think at 30, I would very much consider it for the Patriots. So keep them also out of division.
Side note, I haven't looked it up yet. CJ Allen, what was the injury?
I did not see that.
I saw it during the game, and people were throwing the ACL word out there, and I was like, was it that bad?
Latest on the Georgia. Okay. Sports Illustrated dropped something 46 minutes ago, so keep going for it.
Okay. Well, irrelevant. I'm going to take Trevor Gooseby here to be the heir apparent to Havenstein. You don't even necessarily... Well, Havenstein, I think, is a free agent as well, but you could probably maybe bring him back for a year. Lyric Jackson's got some stuff going on. Doesn't seem like it'll get in the way of him playing on the field, so is what it is, but I like Gooseby.
Yeah.
Are you unaware of the Lyric Jackson stuff? I think it dates back a year or so when he signed his contract.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that are you asking whether he'd be replaceable?
Lyric?
Yeah. You're saying this. I'm reading right now. My dumbass used to be very good at multitasking.
I don't know. It sounds like a dumb situation. That's what it sounds like. I read it. About it. So apparently he took pictures during intercourse that weren't co-signed off by let's call it the participating party. Yeah. So yeah, again, that just sounds stupid to me. It's like, it's not stupid, haha, like that, but it's like that was dumb. Why would you do that? Settle this crap in court. I don't necessarily think it's this big malicious thing, but maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe more stuff comes out.
If it was that good, it's that good. But yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna co-sign on doing that. I'll just say probably all of us have been there where we've all just been like, let's not kill the mood.
Yeah. Without her knowing, he started an OnlyFans. It's like,
did he actually, or
no? I'm just throwing that out there.
I was like, that's a little sketchy. But
and now she gets all of the profit. So there goes his side business.
Oh man, what would he do without that?
I don't know. Maybe fall back on it. Yeah, I was gonna say fall back on that contract you got from the Rams.
Anyways, yeah, I don't put too much stock into that. I think it's a dumbass move, but honestly, when the hormones be flowing, when the hormones be flowing.
What a play on words.
What a fucking play on words. I just pulled that straight out of nowhere. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Did you look up the CJ Allen stuff, by the way?
Yes, I'm about to read the quote. It just caught me off guard that I said that. I said he will be week to week, and we'll see when we get him back.
Oh, that's sick.
40 minutes ago. So there you go. Good stuff. Anyways, the hormone. God, dude. What the hell am I doing? Trevor Gooseby, though, selection at 29, right?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right, New England Patriots. I want to go, at least at this pick or the next, a left guard and push Wilson to center. I don't think he's strong enough to play left guard. Now, the question is, do you want to play the long game and end up doing it later, or do it now? Because I do have a first-round guard available, and he's actually my guard 1, and I think he'd fit like in terms of the physicals. I think he'd end up working very well with the Patriots, and that's Emmanuel Pregnon. So I'm curious what you think of Pregnon. Huh?
I gotta get back around to him. Entering the year, I was like, oh, he's early day 3. He's an older guy as well. But dude, he's been the best player on their offensive line.
Like, oh my God, it's crazy. So, I'm gonna do it. I think left guard's a huge issue for him. And
this, you can kick Jared
Wilson to center. That's
yeah, exactly. Which everyone and their mom thought he was a center. Why are we doing this with center guys like Jackson, Howard Johnson? I have no idea.
Oh my God. And it's so funny because you see every time these centers that are being moved to guard are not doing as well as when they're at their native position as center. Use your head coaches. It's crazy.
Silly.
Like, this is not something that you need a degree in order to do well. But
yes. So I think we're probably in agreement that there might be a shot Jalen Phillips is re-signed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely a chance.
All right. So then you could make the case to go corner. I don't know. I don't think there's a. You could talk me into Avion Terrell, but I think if you're going to keep DeJean inside. I mean, I guess Terrell can play outside. I don't know. I think if he's going to play outside, there's only a few schemes that would be willing to take him in the first round. That's kind of where I'm at on it. You can take a swing on Caden Proctor and play him at guard. And I think that'd be okay. I think Steen's been okay this year. I haven't checked up on him recently.
Steen's, if I'm not mistaken, has been a pretty top tier pass blocking guard this year.
Okay. So
I'm checking that for you.
Yeah, this might be just like Howie going best player available.
Anthony Steen, dumbass.
Which would be an edge player for me, but I don't think I'd want to do that. Would I just want to? Oh, you know what? Maybe I do.
He's allowing a lot of pressures, but.
Huh?
I said Steen's been allowing a lot of pressures, but he's on average actually been doing a lot better than in years past.
Yeah. I think I might just go with an edge player, just keep adding guys to that group. But I mean, dude, they got Smith, they got Hunt back there as well. They acquire Phillips, so it's not kind of like the end all be all for me to go do that.
I would say the two players I'd be debating here is Christian Miller, because Moro Jomo is going to be very tough to re-sign. If you're going to re-sign Phillips, you can't re-sign Ajomo. He's going to be.
I don't think Ojomo's a free agent.
No, they'll have 1 year left. So
okay, and they do like playing for the future with these picks.
Yeah, like JD as well as Ajomo will both be up for a contract in a year after the draft. So.
Oh, and you just said something that made me think. So let's say I think they're probably going to bring back Jordan Davis. I don't know why.
Cheaper.
Yeah, I think if they let him go, then this makes this pick Amari Washington. Yeah, I think you replace the freaky athletic big boy with another freaky athletic big boy. But if you're looking more so Ojomo's way, and I mean, you're going to get a deep rotation there nonetheless, then it's Christian Miller. So I will go Christian Miller here.
Yeah. I would have said also Avion because they also acquired Jair Alexander before he stepped away.
Yeah, so. They've been going out getting small corners.
Mac McWilliams. Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here.
All right, 32, Broncos. So I wish Sadiq were available, make this pick a lot easier. He's not. Linebacker wise, you could talk about CJ Allen here because I love Vance Joseph and a good defensive player. Who doesn't? I would say wide receiver wise, I think Casey Concepcion's a fucking monster. And to be honest, he did just slice and dice someone I took nearly half a round earlier. And this team tried to trade for Jalen Waddle, apparently. They see a need. We'll go Casey.
Sounds good to me.
I honestly think he could be better than some of the guys we drafted before.
Round 2, Tennessee Titans. I have to get a wide receiver. I don't know if you heard, Calvin Ridley, he's out for the year. He broke his leg. And if you're looking to replace Calvin Ridley, I think probably Chris Brazel's the guy you want to look at.
Right down the road.
Huh?
Right down the road, Knoxville.
Yeah, right down the road. Brazel, I have a couple of other receivers that are kind of in this range that I like, but if I'm looking for a type, it's Brazel.
Okay. Fair enough. I have the Giants, and thank God I took wide receiver earlier because we don't have any now. So, very happy about that. I think that they have a vision for Marcus Bowe to be the long-term right tackle, just based on how they're playing him. I don't think they trust him on the interior of the offensive line, which, again, can be up for debate. I do like the idea of them trying to trade back from this spot and then grabbing someone maybe like a Jennings Dunker to play on the interior of the offensive line, bring that physicality to the table, or go after a Caden Green if he comes out, someone who has the tackle upside based on the amount of injuries that usually, unfortunately, strikes your offensive line. But I'm curious where you see they could end up utilizing like this pick to get the best value, because it does kind of feel like offensive line is the number one position to target unless you want to go and say, Cordell Flott doesn't re-sign, which then Avion Terrell makes a lot of sense.
That's actually where I was going to go, like corner. You could maybe even throw a linebacker out there.
Yeah, like CJ Allen. You know what? I don't fully trust that Cordell Flott is going to come back. And if he doesn't, this is 100% the pick. But I also think it's the best player available. I think Avion Terrell's a top 25 player in the class. So I'm going to draft him here anyways. And I think his physicality mirrors what you have in the nickel right now anyways with Andrew Phillips. So it is an archetype of player that at least the organization seems to be a fan of.
I can't believe you picked him over Jermon McCoy.
I'm going to get so much hate comments just because you ended up misleading these poor people.
Right.
Who is returning in this mock draft, for those of y'all who did not hear that earlier.
Yeah. So Fernando Mendoza, Chris Bell went to the Browns. This is their next pick. And I had somebody in mind, and then my head went elsewhere. Oh no, I got a guy in mind.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Caden Proctor here. And yeah, dude, that offensive line, a lot of them are free agents. You look at the tackle room and you're like, oh gosh, how did we get here? I don't care if he's tackle or guard. Yes. It's just yes.
It will help somewhere over the rainbow. Okay, New Orleans. So we took Arvell Reese in the first. That's a good spot to be. You don't have to worry about your edge problems. I think that's honestly kind of relaxing and something you haven't been able to think about for a hot sec. So that's a plus. Wide receiver would have been my next move, but we've kind of sniped the majority of the guys who I'd feel comfortable with here at 36, at least given the options available. I think interior offensive line is a very underrated position, based on season-ending injury to McCoy, the fact that you're starting Torricelli Simpkins for part of this year, God forbid. I think that it's time to look at interior offensive line based on the need as well. And I'm looking at Jennings Dunker, and it does kind of feel like the gritty, strong player that you guys would target. I would look at Caleb Tiernan because I love him to death, but it would be kind of funny to have a shorter offensive tackle and then a taller offensive guard and kind of do the Andreas Pete thing again.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the same
I'm
thing.
just going to go back to back. Like, we ain't doing that. I'll go Jennings Dunker here. I will toss in Austin Sierveld as a fun honorable mention, who's a left tackle for Ohio State, but who's played guard the year before, and I think he's a better guard in the NFL. But Jennings Dunker has a ton of hype right now. I don't want to dismiss the actual opportunity to, give you guys something that's reflective of what people think would happen.
Yeah, and Sierveld, or however you say his name.
Sierveld or something.
I imagine I won't be saying his name till 2027, because I think he could come back, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a true junior.
Okay.
Yeah. So I assume so. I mean, you get paid a ton of money to be a left tackle at the Ohio State University.
Or I imagine he will if he's not already. True. So I'm going to go probably with this pick, defensive interior.
For the New York Jets, those who are listening audio.
Yes, for the New York Jets. If you're audio only, then
you're one of a billion.
Yeah, right. So part of me is like, okay, if I'm going to replace Quinnen Williams, I kind of want to get that explosive freak. But this is also, Aaron Glenn wasn't with the team when they drafted Tyreek Williams. Because I was going to say maybe you go with Tyreek Williams because that's who the Lions preferred. But Aaron Glenn was already gone after that.
True.
So I was going to go with
Caden.
I was going to go with Caden. But screw that idea altogether. I'm going to go with the upside of Amari Washington.
See, aren't you glad I did not listen to you at pick number 28? You're like, go him there. I'm like, I can promise you, my brother, he's going to be there at 37. I ain't taking him. Number 38, though, for the Las Vegas Raiders, first pick was Dante Moore. There's a couple positions based on the value available that I think you can totally target. Getting a good quality edge rusher is very important. What?
No, that's the right answer, but there's a part of me in a world where they just drafted Dante Moore. They go Poncho, reunite him with Jackson Powers Johnson, and kick finally Jackson Powers Johnson out to guard or back to center. And then you have Poncho at guard.
That would be fun. I will just say this: unless you draft Poncho, he's going to be there at 70.
Oh no, I guarantee you, I will.
Yeah, so I will just say I would love to dip into those fantasies.
I just wanted to get my Oregon, Las Vegas fan fiction out there.
Fair enough. I'm looking at two players right now. Zion Young, because I think that he's the best edge rusher available. Based on
I don't know if he's the best edge rusher on his team.
Really? You like Damon Wilson like that?
I think upside wise.
Okay. I don't really know if I want to go pure upside for the Raiders. I just want to get a really high quality edge too. And I think that's what Zion Young.
I think they're both probably top 50. So
they could definitely end up being that way. I'm trying to remember what the weight is of Malcolm Kuntz. Like body type wise.
Wasn't he probably in like the 245 range? 250?
He is 250. I'm throwing a curveball here. I'm going to go after a player who I have as a top 20 player on my board. I'm going Clev Lubin, edge rusher out of Louisville.
I'm watching him this week. Oh, is he that good?
He is so freaking good, dude. Definition of power, consistency. At 250 pounds, this guy is an absolute headache. And again, I will flex it. I'm seeing him in a couple of days. So I will let you know if he passes the eye test. I think he's a fantastic edge rusher. Fits the same build, 6'3", 250 versus 6'2".
Sounds like you're going on a blind date.
I'm so excited. Love is blind.
Love is blind. Except for apparently in this. We got the Houston Texans. Thank you, Washington Commanders, for this pick. You took CC Mauinoa. And now... Oh, there's what I should do, and then there's what I want to do. So I'm gonna do what I should do.
Okay.
And I think you need to get better players on the defensive interior. You could take more shots on the offensive line. I think that's okay. If I was shooting for upside, I'd probably go with Caleb Banks, but I really wish he wasn't banged up this year. That would have helped him a ton. But I think I'm just going to go with a nice floor. And I mean, dude, D'Amico Ryans loves his guys that can stop the run. Kaden McDonald does that. So that's who I'm going with.
Who did you want to go with?
Jadarian Price.
I knew that you were going to throw that out there. I'm like, oh, okay.
I've tried to deny, not deny, but
Dennis Sutton.
No. Dude, did you see the week he had? He had a 54% pass rush win rate against Michigan State.
God damn. Well.
Yeah. But I love Jonah Coleman. He got banged up, unfortunately, and he's still been effective, just not as efficient as he was the year prior. And dude, Price, he added mass, dude. He's jacked on top of just being this electric jitterbug.
I didn't realize Keontae Scott was a freaking DB, or was a redshirt senior. My bad. That's crazy. What? I thought he was younger.
No, he was at Auburn. I'm pretty sure he was a variety of different places.
Dude, he's been balling. He's been balling this year.
Hey, dude. Defense is good in Miami. Just don't watch the offense.
Well, Atlanta, I was going to go after Caden McDonald to actually get a nose tackle for once, rather than just trying to play ring around the rosy and see who shouldn't be there can actually work there. But not the case anymore. I'm going to go after a player who actually ended up playing with Michael Penix before. That's Jeremy Bernard. High floor wide receiver, good after the catch.
I love that pick.
I mean, he literally was at Washington with Michael Penix before transferring. So we'll end up going after Jeremy Bernard.
That's a good pick. Did you hear the joke? Jeremy Bernard did what Ty Simpson, how Ty Simpson sold him on coming back?
No.
So he was like, "Hey, dude, you could come back and we could have a wide receiver group with just nothing but first rounders. It'll be like you're at Washington again." And what Bernard said to Simpson was like, "Yeah, but they had Michael Penix." Taking that shot. It was a joke, but hilarious.
That's
hilarious.
Actually funny as fuck. What?
Yeah, Ty Simpson loved it. Cincinnati Bengals. I'm pretty sure I took the edge early. Now I just kind of want to let value hit me in the face. There is actually a lot of edge rushers I like at this pick now too. And to be fair, double dipping isn't a bad way to go. I'm just looking if there's anyone else in this general area I'd be willing to take. No, I mean I could go with the safety. I don't think the safety I have number 2 is on here.
Okay.
To be fair, I think that safety returns anyway, but I'm a sucker. I think I might double dip on pass rush.
Okay.
Because all these defensive line or interiors just went off the board. Thanks to me. Crap.
Thanks to you. Yeah, literally thanks to you.
Yeah.
So I was actually having to adjust one thing on my 2027 mock. I was like,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna double dip at edge.
Damn.
Dude, their edge group is that bad.
You wouldn't think about like Austin Searveld, Caden Green, Isaiah World, Brian Parker.
I thought about Poncho.
Okay.
Get Ted Karras out here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep swinging on high value positions.
Okay.
So I'm going to pair up David Bailey and his short arms with a man who is a pterodactyl in Joshua Josephs.
I knew the moment you said pterodactyl, I'm like, all right, Mr. 35-inch arms,
dude,
damn near
82-inch wingspan or something like that. Golly.
That's crazy. Could you look up the wingspan of Malachi Lawrence, who will be taken soon?
Yeah, I know you were blushing about it.
Yeah, that's a true 35-inch arm wingspan or 35-inch arm length. But number 42, Arizona Cardinals. Spencer Fano was the first pick. There's a strong chance that we could look at quarterback here just because of the fact that Kyler could be dealt. I'm not going to do that. Second-round quarterbacks don't have a great track record. And to be honest, you could just probably take one in round 3 or 4. I would suggest 4. That would end up probably having a near equal impact for a much lower cost. So I'm going to rush this one to the podium. I'm going CJ Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. I mean, just the values there. This team needs a true Mike linebacker. CJ Allen brings the heat and brings the thump to the table. So I want to be able to use that.
Okay, so I'm looking this sucker up right now. I couldn't find it on Google, so I'm going to some of the verifieds I got post
summer. Go to the sheet.
I'm going to the sheet.
Just Command F that motherfucker.
I literally am right now. I got it at, it's 35.
Yeah, well, no, I was saying wingspan. Do they have wingspan on there?
They don't have wingspan.
Oh, my bad.
They might.
I would have had you go on that quest.
You know what? They might, and I just didn't look at it, and I already closed it.
That's okay.
So my Miami Dolphins, fins up, baby, fins up. Let's get to that help. I love this guy. I wish and you know what? He's a decent size. It's 6 foot 200. I'm going with Omar Cooper out of Indiana. He is my dude in this class. I'm a sucker for a yak, and he's not just a yak. Just that catch against Penn State. Light up the cigarette and take a couple drags. It was that good.
Where do you have him on your board?
He's top 50.
Where is he on mine?
Oh, I have him at 54, but that, believe me, I'm probably going to bump him up.
Yeah. I'm at 78, but it's like there's a lot of guys who I need to yank off this list.
Yeah. This big board's from about a couple of weeks ago when I did my video, so there's some movement. For goodness sake, I have Garrett Nussmeier still hovering around the top 50.
Yeah, dude, I saw some dude end up posting a top 32 big board with Nussmeier on it, and I'm like, whoo.
I don't think they should have benched him.
I agree.
I watched the Alabama game,
Give him a
And
chance.
that might have been such a plain Jane offense. He had an average depth of target of 2.9.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see all the RPOs and screens? It's like, no kidding.
Yeah.
He was 18 of 21.
Yeah,
on
he
the
wasn't
game.
set up for success, man. Not at all.
Stupid.
I know. Okay, back with the Jets again.
The
I'm kind of open to the idea of a running back here. I'm not going to do it because, I mean, just the real question is you might end up tagging Brees for, one more year. It's just then Braylon, right? So that's the question. Do you want to spend this pick there? I don't think we need to go that long-term vision for a pretty short-term value. So I'm not going to do that. I will look at his defensive back here, though. And Dylan Thienemann's here, I think, first off, looks good in green. So that checks the box. But secondly, and much more importantly, I love the IQ he has. Extremely smart. The acceleration, not necessarily there. The change of direction, not as good as you really hope for. But the IQ, if you can use him and have him just come downhill, not many guys better in this entire class. He's a top 30 player for me. Top 20. So
who'd you take?
Dylan Thienemann.
Oh, son of a gun. Sorry, I was thinking about what I'm doing for the Vikings. So I spaced
One
out.
of them I would have suggested if I had not done it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Looking for that Harrison Smith. I was looking if there was a man corner I liked at this point, and there isn't. So, egg on my face. Maybe I should have took corner earlier. Said I'm here out. I could have taken a corner in round 1 and then still taken a Notre Dame running back at 45.
Can I raise you a Davison Igbinosun?
I thought about it, and
he fits.
He's literally the only other guy I would consider.
Yeah.
And I'm right now trying to ask myself, is this too high for him?
I take him higher, but yeah, I mean, I've always been this fan of his.
He's still, I would argue, he's still physical as hell, which is great, but there's a lot of no calls.
Oh yeah,
like so many.
Better. He isn't like.
Yeah, I don't think the penalty problem just disappeared. It might be not as bad, but he's like definitely not gonna. Yeah. No one's flagging him.
Yeah.
I think this is where I'm gonna take Poncho. Ryan Kelly's he's had the concussion stuff. He's closer to, I think, calling it quits. Yeah.
Yeah, he's retiring.
Which, hey, great career from Ryan Kelly though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna take my boy Poncho.
Iapani Laulolu.
Yeah, I could say Iapani, but
real tongue twister right there. Do you think he potentially returns if Moore returns as well? Just because
does he have the eligibility? I have never considered that.
Is he not?
He is a true junior. Crap.
Yeah, could return with his QB. But I mean, if he's getting second round hype, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, but dude, then if he returns and Connor Lew, oh, buddy, are we gonna have back-to-back decent center classes?
Well, I mean, if we end up having the good centers from this class get siphoned into the next one, I don't know if we could call this one a great center class.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. We are just
kind of redistributing the goodness.
Okay, you got me.
All right, at number 46 for the Baltimore Ravens, we took Peter Woods round 1. I'm feeling very happy about that, by the way. I'm feeling comfy.
On a side note, are we saying Lenore Sellers is going to return? You wouldn't just go ahead, chuck that? Yeah. Okay, so we could start to look at maybe another quarterback that might come off the board at some time?
Yes. No, I mean, personally speaking, I put my thought out there that maybe he should come out this year because of the fact I don't trust his processor to improve noticeably, but I do think there is a 95% likelihood that he returns to school. Okay. I would say 99 for Dante Moore, funnily enough, just because of how much I trust McShay. But again, we had our little debate right there. For the Ravens, I'm actually looking for a boundary corner here. Yeah. I don't think they're done. And AFC North needs some physicality. I don't care if you get penalties. I'm going Davison Igbinosun, boundary corner out of The Ohio State University. Just the definition of a physical corner, 6'2", 195. And again, if you can train him to be more tactical with the grabbing, it will be fine. Every corner grabs in the NFL. It's just how egregious is it and how good are you at getting away with it?
Okay. I'm going to go with the defensive lineman for the Chiefs. I think this guy ends up returning because if he does return, I think the pick I would have considered here was LT Overton. I'm still a sucker for Overton.
You talking about MU? You talking about Mateo?
No.
Oh.
Funnily enough, it's Quincy Rhodes Jr. He's still raw. He needs some. He needs some time, but I think he's got the length. He's got the body type. He's light of foot. Mateo's really good in his own right as well. I mean, I would put them in the same basket.
Yeah. No, I respect it. Quincy usually is not here for me in these mock drafts, so I'm just like totally not used to him being an option for the Chiefs. I always send him to the Bengals because I love the measurable fit. 48 though, Texans, we've gone CeCe Mauigoa and Caden McDonald. I mean, this is a spot where we could discuss Jadarian Price. I just prefer, like, personally, I prefer to wait for Jonah Coleman, like, later on, just because I think of a lightning and thunder approach with Woody Marks.
Okay. Well, but Woody Marks it's not like he's crazy lightning. Yeah. He's heat lightning, maybe.
Yeah. He's like the lightning that doesn't touch the ground. It's not that powerful, but still has a little bit of a show, a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah. I love Woody Marks, by the way.
Yes, we all show a lot of love to Woody. If I could end up getting like a better center, that's probably the spot where I would have looked. I personally am a huge fan of Lyndon Cooper out of Pittsburgh. I don't know if this team would end up drafting back-to-back interior offensive linemen, so I'm not going to do that. It's probably one of the toughest teams to draft for. So I'm curious. I actually want your input on what you think for the Texans outside of, center.
I probably would take multiple swings on the offensive line because it's not a team with a lot of great needs. If you really like a linebacker at this point, I think that could be on the table too.
Yeah, I was saying like linebacker, even potentially tight end. I definitely think within the next 2 years.
Schultz is going off.
I'm saying for like the long term.
Yeah, Schultz isn't crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a tight end I like taking the top 50 though, outside of
Raritan's the only one for me. But I know that you're a little lower on Raritan than I am. So
yeah, he's good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really go further than that,
I'm going to stay in the state of Texas, and I'm going to go after someone who could be a long-term Mike, but also has just been able to be an asset in every facet of the game. I'm going Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker out of Texas Tech.
Oh, I love that. On a side note, I was like, buddy, you already took Anthony Hill. What do you mean you're going in the state of Texas? And then I was like, oh, he means another school. Got it.
I was like, I did not take Anthony Hill to this team, but yeah. We going all the way to, I don't even remember, Lubbock. Ugh.
Lubbock, that's right, dude.
Lubbock.
Future Heisman Trophy winner Jacob Rodriguez.
He's been great this year.
Yes. I'm gonna say Panthers. I asked the question about quarterback because this is why. Because I'd be willing to take a shot. I don't know if there's a guy. There's one guy in mind that I think I might take on day 2.
Okay.
I still don't. Who? No.
Oh. I saw you. I was looking at your rankings the other day, and I saw you still had like third round.
So I don't have an eval down for him yet. I'm compiling it as we speak. Okay. He's actually the guy I'm gonna watch after I get done editing this. But
gotcha.
Instead, this team needs edge rush. R. Mason Thomas is there. I'm gonna take R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah. Are you a little bit worried about his arm length making him a little less reliable versus the run?
I have drafted David Bailey. I have drafted Cassius Howe. You tell me how much I care about arm length right now.
You have a type.
I'm typically not the arm. Like, I like arm length.
Yeah.
I don't like guys with sub arm length. This year, I feel like you have to be.
I'm sprinting this one to the podium, by the way, and I'd be happy with this in round 1. At number 50 for the Detroit Lions, I'm going Caleb Tiernan, tackle out of Northwestern. I think he's a true tackle. His arm length's going to be shorter. It's going to be sub 33, but he's a polished player. The left tackle spot is a vacancy for the long haul. I don't trust the centers on the board right now outside of Lyndon Cooper, but there's a shit ton more value with a high floor player who is playing in pretty much Chicago, a little bit north, at Northwestern, can handle the northern climate and then also has gone up against players who have great arm length advantage over him, and he still holds up really damn well.
All right, so I would be willing to consider linebacker here.
This is why I go Sonny Styles on the first for the Buccaneers.
Yeah. There is a guy I'm willing to consider.
Okay.
So I'm between a corner because oh my gosh, huh?
For the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah, because Dean they restructured his deal, so he's a free agent this year.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna push that to the side so I can get that freak of nature out of Cincinnati on this team, and Jake Golday, and have him play next to Levante David, and then eventually be the heir apparent to Levante David.
Yeah. He got, I forget, was it like versus Utah? He got cooked for over 100 yards.
He's not a coverage guy.
Yeah.
But he's capable of developing into one. He had a nice pick. I forgot against who, where he he reads the.
Yeah,
it was kind of it was like a high low, but it was like a shallow high low read, and he kind of lurks in the middle of it, and he had enough length and just vert to get up and take the high option.
Yeah, I think it was and it was Iowa State that he had.
I can't even remember. I can't remember if it was for a pick or if he just knocked it down.
So you went Jake Golday though, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jake Golday.
Lock it in. All right, 52, Jacksonville Jaguars. I wish Caleb Tiernan were here because personally, I do not like Walker Little at left tackle. That's just my thing. Not a fan. I honestly think the offensive line is much worse than expected. Probably can get some pretty big upgrades. But honestly, an underrated position that I still think you can upgrade is boundary corner. You pretty much did a swap 1-for-1. We'll see what Trav ends up doing for the long haul. But I'm curious what you think about me selecting Julian Neal here for them at 52.
Ooh, they do have an Arkansas corner on the roster. And Monteric Brown or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Monteric Brown.
Yeah. I like Neal.
Well, like, do you think that there's a legitimate vacancy that's urgent enough to address here?
I think Newsom's been bad enough to where they're not re-signing him.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think there's a vacancy there. I'll go Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas, 6'2", 210, physical. My comp for him is Juju Brents. I think the way Juju's playing right now.
Dolphins legend.
Probably going to be signed longer term to the Dolphins, hopefully. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, not Dolphins. Jaguars get Julian Neal, boundary corner out of Arkansas. And then we'll see what Trav's role is going forward.
Yeah, perfect. Don't mind me. I'm getting my other mouse ready.
Your other mouse? Okay,
yeah, dude. My other one ran out of battery. But hey, I got the Steelers. You talk about the Steelers while I do this.
Yeah, I'll talk. I'll stall. Keith Abney was the first selection. I think for us, quarterback is possible here. Remember, this draft is in Pittsburgh. It is kind of like the exciting thing to get your quarterback of the future when you are here. I would say the quarterbacks that I'd be assuming are in this range are Jaden Mayava and Brendan Sorsby. Both, I think, have a skill set that can translate into Arthur Smith's system. So I think that would be a possibility. Wide receiver, I would suggest one as well. But at this point, I feel like the value, because I assume, are we having Nick Harbor return? I assume we are. If
Man, he had a nice first half.
He did. So
he even took on the police.
He did. Or the police tried to take on him and failed. But I'm down with Harbor. I imagine if Sellers returns, Harbor is going to return. I assume it's going to be a very similar thing. I don't think they're connected at the hip. I hear they don't have like that great of a connection, but there's
no kidding. Couldn't tell.
They had a better connection. Maybe both of them would be coming out and be high first round picks. But
I think I'm on the same wavelength as you. Is like, okay, I now feel that tier drop off at wide receiver.
Yeah,
to where I don't love the options here. But you mentioned a name that I like. It's the guy that I am gonna watch after this. Is Jaden Mayava at a USC dude, 6'4", 230 or whatever.
Yeah,
golly.
Bigger dude.
Yeah. he's had some moments this year. I can't wait to actually sit down and like do the full eval. But
Yeah.
man.
He, for me, where did I end up putting him on my board? He's 62. So that's pretty damn high for quarterbacks. If anybody knows me, I'm a pretty big stickler on QB grades. I don't like to bump them up too much. So he's been a pick I've sent to the Steelers several times. So 54, Los Angeles Chargers. Vega goes in round 1, the guard out of Penn State. And honestly, because we've been sniping all those players, I feel very happy about that. I honestly am curious about the future of Odafe Owe, because if you bring him on long term, I'd probably want a little bit more of a high floor run defending edge rusher than somebody who's going to be more reliably the pass rusher. And that leans much more towards Zion Young. So, I mean, as someone who I wanted to take earlier, I'm curious what you would end up deciding at this pick, but unless you really convince me otherwise, I'd be selecting Zion Young here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the edge. I look along that defensive line in general. If there were other options on the interior, I might favor that over an edge. But yeah, like you said, the value's not there. I mean, there's one guy, but he's okay.
I mean, if you could talk about the upside of Caleb Banks, Big Citrus, Don Warren.
Big Citrus was the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'd like to throw in Lee Hunter, who's 330, who can plug the nose. But
I like him more third, early day 3.
Yeah, he's been less athletically potent than I expected. So I was hoping that he would have been my guy here in round 2.
I think that's kind of by design because well, he's been playing next to Skyler. Yeah.
Gil Howard. Dude's a monster, by the way.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Really
got hurt.
He's hurt, right?
Yeah. So you went with Zion Young?
Yeah.
That's perfect because for the Niners, I really don't have an inclination of what I want to do here. I guess edge kind of pops into my mind.
Mm-hmm. That's usually where I look. You get more of the pass rushing type of edge rusher because you already got, more of the run defense floor. Yeah,
but you got to imagine they bring Bright, you got
Huff back.
Yeah, and I don't think Huff is a free agent.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because he signed a 3-year deal with Philly?
Yeah, but what? You got 2 guys coming off of ACLs? Wasn't Bosa an ACL as well, or was it Achilles? Whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was was it like an ankle dislocation for Warner, or was it Achilles?
Oh, no, the ankle was Warner. Like he got rolled up on it. It was nasty.
Dislocation. It doesn't matter. Season-ending injury, obviously.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with Mateo Ungale.
Yeah.
Last name I was hoping not to say again.
Florida State.
Oregon State. Clemson.
No.
All those banger programs in college football.
What a time, man. 56, Green Bay. They have not selected so far because their first pick. And then next year's first pick went for Micah Parsons. Fair deal, I would say. I'm looking at boundary corner here, and I'm taking a shot at Chris Johnson right away.
Dang, dude, that's a guy I've had my eye on since I think Tampa's pick. That was the corner I was kind of referencing.
Yeah, super high zone IQ. Not necessarily the most athletic player. I hear some numbers around the 4.5 flat to 4.55 for their projection on his 40, but at the same time,
I think that matches up.
It's a very high quality player who can play off coverage, who ended up staying loyal to San Diego State because of his trust in their development, and he's gotten better every year. So he's a smart player. We'll go with him there at 56. Also built to be a boundary corner if he wants to be at 6 foot, 195.
So didn't get my running back for Ben Johnson. I need a little lightning to the thunder that is Monungai. I'm done with the swiftness. It comes at a price, and that price is Jadarian Price.
Banger line.
Though I do love me Jonah Coleman. I love those bowling ball builds, dude.
Oh, yeah.
If you're short, stout, thick, you're my type of guy. Sorry, Alex.
I don't know.
Actually, now that I recall, you got some of the biggest freaking legs on a 5'9" body I've ever seen.
Yeah. I do got some tree trunks, man. It's so funny. You and I stand next to each other too. because it's like, oh, you have like a standard leg build, and then it's like me that is just
I got chicken
ridiculously
legs,
disproportionate.
Dude, I used to push weight on leg day, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather have just great looking legs and push no weight than this. This is hell.
I always used to believe that when people were talking about, oh, genetics are such a big factor and stuff, it's like, oh, that's just a cope mechanism. I do not lift legs, and I just have massive legs.
Dude,
so it's just like,
my dad's got thick legs. Like, he was a thick, girthy athlete, former Navy not player, but he was in the Navy. So he was just in shape.
He was a seaman.
He was a seaman. I must have got my mother's legs. I'll just say that.
No, it's so funny because my dad, he used to be a water polo player, so he has like fairly well structured legs, but because he doesn't like lift legs, his legs are just like, lean and mean. And then it's just me standing next to my family. It's like everybody else has thin legs, and I just look like, I'm like, do I have like a different father? Do I have different DNA? But
all right, let's turn and burn some picks, Alex.
All right, yeah, because I actually have a meeting. But 58 Buffalo. Denzel Boston, the first pick. Part of me actually regrets it and wants to go Casey Concepcion. We're not doing that. I do think that linebacker could be considered here. The player who I'd be looking at in this aspect would be Kyle Lewis. Even though he's undersized, I think the talent shines through it all. Might as well just roll the dice and see if that works. But I'm going to look at defensive back. I honestly would love to see Zaki Wheatley paired with Cole Bishop. Like, Zaki Wheatley is a gritty motherfucker.
Dude, you already know. I love Wheatley.
Oh, yeah. Wheatley's a top 35 player for me. Double checking that. He's 31. Okay, we're good. Sending him here to Buffalo.
Very nice. So I think for the Seahawks, I want to switch gears maybe to guard. The question is, do I have faith in anyone kicking over to the right side?
First pick, Colton Hood.
For the first pick being Colton Hood. So I kind of want to switch over to potentially taking a shot at a guard. The thing is, man, I think it's right guard specifically I'm looking at, because that's where Bradford is, your boy.
My boy.
I've been wanting to replace for the longest time.
You're not my boy.
Oh, he was. I recall him being a my guy, but okay, a my guy being a your guy. I'm pretty sure he was a your guy, wasn't it?
I'm double checking it.
Yeah, maybe that's false propaganda on my part.
From Hail Mary Sports.
So I think I'm probably gonna actually go edge here, just because the guards here are all on the left side, and it doesn't mean they can't jump positions, but if I have to wait on a right guard because I'm taking a position of more value, I don't mind it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Damon Wilson, the edge out of Missouri. Dude's checks the boxes. He's got good explosiveness. There's a lot of areas he does need to clean up. That's why I think he might be next year rather than this draft. But nonetheless, the talent is there. I'm looking for him. There he is. Thank goodness. Okay. Just making sure he was on the BFF simulator. Because,
Which guy did you draft?
I took Damon Wilson, the second, the edge out of Mizzou. Side note, my safety too is Jennison Smith out of Arizona. Safety. He's not on the simulator. He's also a true junior, so it's probably likely he comes back.
Dude, I'm wanting to get some Arizona defensive all 22. I've been itching to grade him, by the way. That's why I haven't talked to you about him yet.
Yeah, he's a really good athlete.
Yeah, good to know. I would have ended up, like, Damon Wilson, I think is a good pick for the Seahawks. I would have ended up tossing in Brian Parker.
Parker and Green, Caden Green, were the guys I was thinking of, but I legit think Green might be a tackle.
There's a chance. That's why I wouldn't toss him in for the Seahawks specifically.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you'd be limiting the upside there. But
or you have a potential backup for whenever one of your tackles go down. But hey, I think Lucas has been healthy this year, so that's great.
Thank God, by the way. That's great to know. Okay, so for the Indianapolis Colts, I'm going to throw a my guy in here. With so many edge contracts coming up, I feel like there's just a little bit too much uncertainty. And especially with the price of like edge 3s being what edge 2s kind of should be. I'm going to go Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of UCF. Over 20% pass rush win rate, 35-inch arms, 6'4", 263 pounds as of spring. And he is somebody who is consistently dominating as a pass rusher. I do think the run defense has kind of weaned off, not because he's not a good run defender, but because I do think that he's more so focusing on winning the block rather than going to the ball. And I don't know why that is. I think it's a regression from last year, but I don't know if you've watched him this year, Mr. Schmo, but he is ungodly strong. He got strong out of nowhere. Like some of the strongest arms I've seen.
I'll put on the tape.
Yeah, no, I mean, I watched the Texas Tech tape and it's just like, holy cow. He's a top 15 player for me in the draft.
Woo, golly. So I'm going to go safety here because I don't think they bring back the Rams, who are now on the clock, bring back Curl and Lake. I think they bring back one of those guys. I'm between AJ Halsey, who's just it's an awesome build.
Yeah, he's a beast.
It's an awesome build. Or probably I think I'm going to go with someone who's got a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo. I think both those guys aren't stellar athletes.
Yeah.
But I think Emmanuel McNeil Warren legitimately, he has the feel of a linebacker.
Well, what team is more willing to throw curveballs than the Rams? I feel like they're just the type to go and do exactly what they want to do as well. Very analytical. So you go into EMN?
Yep.
MW? Sorry. All right. Number 62, New England Patriots. We took Emmanuel Pregnon left guard in the first round. I've been open to edge rusher. We'll see how that ends up being in terms of priority. If we could get a good deep threat, I would love to pair Drake May with someone like a Chris Brazzell type. I don't really see the value there at this selection. Linebacker wise, I don't really see the value here either. I think that's a key position to target. And it's just a lot of these guys feel more like round 3, round 4 kind of players, which is good. We need to have those. So I will say tight end's intriguing. Like I do think getting more firepower could work. I'm actually kind of getting stuck in the water right here. Safety, I would say you could talk about AJ Halsey here, but what are your thoughts?
I think this is going to be a defensive heavy draft.
Yeah.
Clavon Chaison's a free agent. Yeah. I think they could upgrade a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, safety could be in the cards as well. I don't know if that helps narrow it down or if it broadens the
I mean, it's the exact same trio of positions I was like primarily looking at for the team. So at least we're in alignment on that. Looking at the edge rusher builds that they've been looking at, they're mostly around that 250 pound range, which doesn't make this easy for me because I want to go after like Derek Moore, Denai Dennis Sutton, like Akeem Mesidor, all of those noticeably heavier, even Max Llewellyn. So I think I'm going to end up opting for the defensive back route and go after AJ Halsey, a 220 pound defensive back with some really good ball production this year.
All right, nice. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Will this be their last pick?
No, they have a shit ton of picks.
Oh my gosh, 69 and 100. 69, nice. I took Christian Miller. I think this is actually a good spot here for Caden Green. You could maybe develop him as the heir apparent to Lane Johnson, or he ends up playing guard for you, which I think works out as well. Dickerson has missed some time this year. Steen, hopefully he could keep up the steam, but we'll see. Again, it's just keeping a position that you're already good at strong.
Yeah.
Keeping a strong position strong. I'm sure there's a better way to say that, but who cares?
All right. So who'd you end up targeting?
Caden Green.
Caden Green, tackle out of Missouri. All right, number 64 for the Denver Broncos. First pick, KC Concepcion. Here at number 64, I'm going to go for a pick that I have probably never done for this team, but one that I kind of like in general. I think I want to go after a higher tiered tight end for the Broncos. And my question is, do we go Eli Stowers or do I go Max Clare? Because Max finally is back on track. He had a very slow start to the year. And then statistically, I think he's caught up and is a little bit more balanced. And a lot of people think of him as a 3rd round pick. So at the end of the second, seems to be pretty fair. I do think he's a better blocker than Stowers, much less productive than Stowers. But I will say, unless you're wanting to just get a slot weapon, which we got Casey Concepcion, I would end up saying continue giving Bo Nix the support he needs. Hold on. I'm actually going to go after a player who's not on the sim. I'm going to go after Lyndon Cooper, center out of Pittsburgh.
Wait, are we taking players not on the sim or not?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, do you not want to?
That's why I didn't.
Okay, fine. Let's
Genesis Smith. Okay.
All right, screw it. We're going to go Parker Brailsford, center out of Alabama, formerly of Washington, which Wattenberg is from Washington as well. Wrestling champion Parker Brailsford. Sub 300 Parker Brailsford, but freaking baller Parker Brailsford.
He is a baller. I just don't think he had his strongest game against Oklahoma this past week.
Those are some damn good defensive interiors.
Those are, but if you're sub 300 and you're getting beat on a pull, I'm a little scared.
We'll have to see how he bounces back.
I'm going to be honest. The large majority of the season's been really good. So
yeah.
I got pick 65. It's the tight ends. We got Bain. We got Brazel. I wouldn't mind offensive line. This could be actually a spot I go with the tight end.
I'm surprised you're not open to corner here.
I would be, but I don't know if I love the guys available.
You're not a Malik Muhammad guy or Keontae Scott?
I like Malik Muhammad. I think he might come back. I also said he might come back because lack of splash plays, and then he had that 2 interception game against Oklahoma. I was like, what the hell?
What do you think about Keontae Scott in the slot to replace like what McCreary once?
He's an older player. He's originally from the 2020 recruiting class. Yeah. So I kind of like him maybe early day 3.
Okay. Velcro Pons.
I love Pons. He has to return. There's no way he comes out.
Seriously?
He's a true junior. And he's
undersized, yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't know. If
looks
they make
like
a run for the chip,
Speedy Gonzalez on the field. Not just speed, but height-wise.
Fair enough. I'm not going to co-sign on the return to school, but I understand where.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the cornerback room at this juncture. We've taken a lot of the guys that I really like off the board. Yeah. I would consider Muhammad definitely though, if I thought he was coming out.
Okay. What about running back?
No, I'd rather take offensive line at this juncture. I think the guy that I'm looking at, I don't think there is a guy I'm looking at. So I think I'm probably, because I'm looking at there's Brian Parker, but he would have to flip sides.
Yes.
And you know what? Screw it. Let's have him flip sides because he's been playing left tackle. He's making a position change anyway. So why not flip him on the other side of that? To hell with it. We'll go Brian Parker.
Okay.
Have you watched the Stanford tackle?
No, I saw him in person. It didn't pop out to me, but that was before I even knew to look at Prongos. And Trevor Sikkema says there's a really heavy chance he returns to school. So that's what I was like,
Okay. I've heard him talked about. That's why I was like, huh.
I mean, I understand. It makes sense. He has a lot of hype. But at number 66, I would end up looking for the Texans, maybe to go back to the interior offensive line. It's tough because I was honestly just going to say Isaiah World and just put him at guard, but that feels like a dick move because we already have a tackle that we're just doing that to for, future's sake. But if we're not going to do that, we've addressed defensive interior, we've addressed linebacker, we've addressed tackle. I think those are the big positions to hit. I will look at tight end here as well. I think that getting someone who's on a 4-year deal, who's probably a little bit more upside as a pass catcher more than Stover was, and also kind of getting him from the same program is at least worth taking a look at. And we're going to go Max Clare here, tight end out of the Ohio State University.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. Good call.
All right.
Cleveland Browns. We got Proctor. Is he going to be a tackle or not? We don't know. Hopefully, maybe, potentially. If that's not the case, maybe I take a shot on a tackle here. and have Proctor play at guard. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I really like this cat. I think he's a true junior. Or maybe a redshirt junior, might end up coming back. But I think he's played pretty darn well. Monroe Freeland out of Georgia. He can get out a little ahead of himself, but he's got such great length. I think he used to play tight end and he moves like it. So, but he also plays with that bulldog, like, to hell with you. I'm going to overpower you.
Okay. Monroe Freeland. All right, number 68 for the Saints. We've addressed guard as well as edge with Arvell Reese and Jennings Dunker. Very happy with that. Could go, honestly, with LT Overton here and have him be more the defensive end tweener type. And then maybe in some certain nickel packages that are even fronts, you can kick him to the edge. But feels a little too complicated for a team that isn't necessarily locked in on that. I'm going to look at a wide receiver at this point. And with Rashid Shaheed gone, I want a little bit more dynamicism at wide receiver. And this is a player who's getting some second round hype per Todd McShay. I'm going Deion Burks, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Nasty route runner, great speed. We'll see if he ends up making it work in the NFL. But I definitely thought, at least back when he was at Purdue, he was, minus the drops, worth talent-wise a first-round pick.
Yeah, he's been hella fun. Him and Satania have been really fun.
Yeah. Satania's really fun too.
Eagles, okay, I think I am going to go with the corner. If we're going to say Malik Muhammad is here, then I am taking him here.
Fair enough.
Too easy. Too easy.
Right. Number
find
70.
him first. There he is.
He's a little bit down the board. Malik Muhammad, Las Vegas Raiders. Dante Moore, Clev Lubin. Good start, honestly. I like how that ends up panning out for us. So I'm looking probably a defensive interior at this point. You could talk about the right tackle spot as well. Honestly, let's take a shot on Blake Miller. 35-inch arms. He's been having a career resurgent year because he had a pretty bad one last year. Did have a pretty tough game this past week versus Louisville, but guess what? Guess who's practicing against every single day in practice? His paralysis demon, Clev Lubin. We're going to go Blake Miller here and shore up the right side.
Okay. I've always liked Miller kind of in this third round range.
Yeah, some people are putting him in the first. I'm like, can't really coach.
I just don't think he's got play strength for that.
Yeah, he got bitched versus Texas last year. And I'm like, I don't know how you come back from that, but he's done a good job so far this year.
So Carnell Tate went to Washington with the first pick. This is in the third round, second pick for Washington. LT Overton's here. I'm just going to click draft. He kind of fits the Dan Quinn style of edge player anyway.
You mean like slow, but like aging, except he's at least young?
Dude, Dorrance Armstrong's young.
Is he?
Yeah, he just signed his first contract. Well, his second. Like, he was just coming off his rookie deal with Dallas when he signed with Washington.
Cowboys. Yeah. Anyways, at least he's going to be probably the edge one there.
Look at you out here age shaming.
Age discrimination, baby. We love it. Atlanta Falcons. First pick, Jeremy Bernard. Second pick, I was talking about wanting to get some defensive interior help to just plug the middle so we can free the actual defensive interiors to do the job they're supposed to do. I'm between going after Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech, as well as, honestly, it could go high floor with Daryl Jackson and then big citrus Dom Orange. Dom's been very disappointing this year, but he also hasn't been used solely in the nose position. They've used him all over. And I do think that lack of consistency doesn't bring out the best results in him. I'm going to roll the dice on a man who has an elite name in big citrus and, plug the middle with someone who has pass rushing upside.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you. I double dipped on edge. I'm going to go with Caleb Banks. I'm reinvigorating this defensive line for the Bengals.
I just don't trust. I don't like drafting guys with like big medical red flags for someone who is underdeveloped coming into the year.
I don't think it's like a big. He just re-aggravated the foot injury.
Right, but on top of that, he's a super raw player who had his last year of development hampered by injuries, and the last player out of Florida who is raw, who's been injured a lot, is unfortunately no longer the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. So,
Yes. And we are in the third round, so allow me to take my shots.
hey, you can criticize my stuff. I can criticize.
I do behind your back.
All right, Arizona Cardinals. I want to get a deep threat for them. Looking at the options that are available, do we think Antonio Williams is coming out or going back to school?
This is probably the range I would have him in just because the injuries.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they correlate. I think it's just he gets beat up. I'd be okay with having him available in here.
I like a player just a little bit more for this team. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of Georgia, has the returning ability as well and can burn.
Hey, I was going to say he's kind of taken over as the prime receiver there for Georgia.
Yeah.
Don't look now with Kobe Young down. Noah freaking Thomas had himself a game.
Noah Thomas, I ended up having him as like a first round player, and I'm like, oh man, this bit me in the ass really fucking hard.
I mean, to be fair, that's just because it was just there's so many guys.
Yeah, got buried.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins, man, I really want to come back to this offensive line and do something about it. Like our guard position's atrocious. Hey, 7 a.m. might have some hope, and you know what? Honestly, with James Daniels coming back, maybe it's not an issue we have to go with, but maybe you want to look to upgrade the right tackle spot. If that's the case, I don't know if there's a guy. I don't know if there's a guy.
There's just period not a dude.
Yeah, there is a player I do like on the board, but I think he's a guard in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be fair, maybe you have him. Yeah, you know what? Let's have competition at guard. And maybe he could play tackle. It's Carter Smith out of Indiana. He's got a guard body, bro. He's got a guard body, but
he's a guard.
Have the young guys compete with 7A to play guard. 7A does have tackle experience. Maybe you have him compete over at Austin Jackson. So this just gives you one massive camp battle.
Yep.
That I'm all for.
Yep. Carter Smith's been extremely efficient this year as well. Yeah. So we'll see if any of that translates, but I think it definitely could. Okay, Steelers. We've drafted Keith Abney and Jaden Maiava. I actually want to go and get some tackle redundancy with someone who I think should play guard in the short run. I'm going to go Isaiah World, tackle out of Oregon. I think his issues would end up being kind of mitigated at guard, and then maybe we can cross-train him to be the long-term tackle if there's some issues there, or we just get ourselves a high-quality guard here at 76.
Yep, and I still haven't taken that corner for the Vikings that I really want to. And you know what? I'm going to go with Dalen Everett. I think he's better in man, and Georgia, they kind of mix up coverages. So I think he's probably a better fit for Flores than what he is right now for Georgia, but he's still playing good football.
Okay. Dalen Everett it is.
There we go. It all worked out. It all worked out.
Baltimore Ravens went Peter Woods and Davison Igbinosun. I'm liking that. So at this point, I just want to continue looking at who is best available. And honestly, I want to continue beefing up the edge core wherever and whenever possible. And I'm looking at Derek Moore here, and I'm loving it. I mean, you want to get some extra pass rush. I mean, Denai Dennis Sutton is going to be a little bit more of the higher floor player, Akeem Mesidor as well. But Derek Moore can play from a standing up position. And I do like the fact that no matter if you end up wanting to go for an even front or an odd front, he's going to be big enough or at least skilled enough to be able to be in the rotation or at least on the field. We're going to go Derek Moore, edge rusher out of Michigan. Full defense.
Kansas City's pick. You see this? This is me running the pick in.
Oh, okay.
This is me running the pick in because Jonah Coleman is going to be a Kansas City Chief. And you got Brashard Smith there to be the Lightning, to him the Thunder. Pacheco's a free agent. Kareem Hunt, ever reliable, but come on, you can upgrade that. What are we doing here? So I'm going to take Jonah Coleman.
Okay. At number 80 for the Dolphins, should I just find another Indiana player to draft? Gone back-to-back with Carter Smith and Omar Cooper Jr.
I mean,
Elijah Surratt could just complete the wide receiver core right now.
Dude, honestly.
It's not a bad fit. That's why I was like,
perhaps.
What are your thoughts on taking a quarterback in round 3?
I I think it's a wasted pick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's like,
All right,
we're
would you
looking
give
for a
up?
backup. No, it's like, dude, you have Quinn Ewers. You took in the 7th. Develop him to be your backup. Having a backup quarterback's not a problem.
Yeah.
Having a starting quarterback is a problem. And I don't think you're going to find that in the 3rd round.
You could, but
You could. Chances
I do
are,
agree.
no.
Probably not. I've heard some love for Devin Moore, by the way, the cornerback out of Florida. Not going to take him here, but
Yeah, I haven't checked him out. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Is he eligible? I think he is because I have him on
he is.
here.
He's a senior.
Yeah, I have him on here. Yeah, I haven't watched him.
Yeah, I haven't graded him either. Damn, I wish that you didn't have Velcro Pawns return to school. I'm going to go for the Dolphins after a player who I very, very much like. We'll see if he ends up returning. I think there's a strong chance he could because LSU and then injury. We think Whit Weeks is returning, don't we? Just banged
Yeah,
up.
that would actually be my next question because he's my linebacker. He's been banged up. He's a junior, so
You know what?
I'd say
I'm
so.
going after Harold Perkins. I'm just saying, screw it. We're going to find, like, you can't pass up on talent and you have the timeline to adjust. You know what I mean? Yes, no?
Your call.
Huh?
I mean, I'm not on the Harold Perkins tweener.
You don't like
boats.
that?
I
What are you thinking? This is your team. You got
this is my team. I personally wouldn't mind going out, maybe grabbing a pass rush or a corner, depending on who's higher on my board. I think probably
We could go back to Penn State and go deny Dennis Sutton. Honestly, there is the Jalen Phillips vacancy, and the value is impeccable. I'll do that.
Reunite him with Chop.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
Deny
played
him
on the
then.
same team. I think they did.
They did. Yeah. Chop hasn't been in the league for that long.
Some would say only a year and a half.
That's what some would say.
That's what some. Not all, but some.
You just have to look at who's writing those textbooks.
Yeah. Hey, winners write history. That's why there's nothing good said about the Dolphins. So, Carolina Panthers, I want to go to the secondary. I think I'm going to go to the secondary. And I think that player is going to be, before I say it out loud, let me just look. I think it's going to be Kamari Ramsey at USC. They played him in a lot in the slot, which I thought initially I would have loved him there. I actually think I like him better as kind of a split high guy, but he has that slot capabilities, so gives them some flexibility.
All right. Jaguars at 82. Julian Neal, the first pick. I am going to. God damn.
That's such a great song.
Oh man, I was gonna look at some offensive line, but I don't think Chaplin's coming out. So it's like
I think he has to come out.
He's a redshirt junior.
Stop playing with me.
At least PFF has him listed as a junior. I'm 99% sure it's a redshirt junior.
Yes, he's a redshirt junior. Okay.
Yeah.
Touche, whatever.
And he's having a bad year. So it's just like return with Connor Liu.
He's had good games and then he's had abysmal games. That's the problem.
Yes. The inconsistency is there. I don't know what the long-term solution is going to be at wide receiver, whether it's going to be like wide receiver 3, whether it's going to be retaining what you have or going after something new with Jacoby. But I'm going to look at tight end for this team. Took Julian Neal in the first. There's a lot of very good tight ends here. And I guess we're not taking players that are not on here because I would love to go after Eli Raritan, but maybe he just returns.
He's not on here?
Yes. I've talked to Trev about this. Trev, please put Eli Raritan on the damn simulator. I'm going to go Michael Trigg, tight end out of Baylor.
Son of a gun, dude.
Yeah. Dude is he's a big play machine. Not pretty to look at. I'm just going to toss that out there. Got to see him in person, but he will be someone that if you look at him, you'll turn to stone. But when you watch him play, he'll get you invigorated.
All right. Well, that's who I wanted to go with.
Oh, for the Buccaneers.
For the Buccaneers. So we're just going to opt out and go with Eli Stowers out of Andy.
That would have been my other pick for the Jaguars anyways, that or Justin Jolie. So
yeah, Stowers, he has enough drops to where I like taking him here. It's not a ball skill issue, but he gets in traffic and
yeah.
It's
It's more so like a kind of jitters type of thing.
Maybe, or just doesn't take contact well, which is weird because he's got some good catches at the catch point. But if it's like over the middle in traffic, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, for the Jaguars, I'm going to bring somebody back to Florida because I just think the value is too good at this point. I'm going to go Lee Hunter, defensive interior out of Texas Tech. I mean, he's someone who I think should slim down to the 320 range again because I do think he bulked up to be able to play next to Skylar Gill-Howard and kind of be a 1-2 punch. But he is in the top 25, or I think top 10 percentile. I guess you could say the 90th percentile for pass rush win rate and run stop rate at the defensive interior position. He was great at UCF and then transitioned to Texas Tech and is part of one of the best defensive interiors in the entire country. So we'll go Lee Hunter there for the value.
All right. So with the Steelers, we haven't gotten that wide receiver yet. And you know what? I think they've done pretty well drafting out of USC. So I'm going to go with Jacoby Lane here.
Yeah.
And it was going to, I don't know, man. I think it gives you variety in the wide receiver room.
He has some crazily weird polish in areas that for his given skill set as like a route runner and such, you don't necessarily think. So like the polish on the double moves and the release off the line of scrimmage, like it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, like it's different enough. Yeah, he's not the freak that DK is, but I like you said, I think there's more ability at all three levels of the field to be effective.
Yeah. All right. For the Chargers, again, we're not taking players who are off the board, but I would look at Logan Jones at this moment as a possible center for this team. We got Vega as well as Zion Young. I might just go three pieces on the line because Logan Jones has been on fire this year. I mean, he's been very reliable. And
that whole line has.
The whole line's been doing phenomenally well. He's a little bit on the lighter side, but at the same time, get him on a better diet. I'm going to go Logan Jones here, center out of Iowa.
Okay, that's fair.
I think, just complete the interior offensive line. It's a big issue, and the value's there.
San Francisco 49ers. Oh, man. I took Lomu. I took Mateo. What position to go with next? I wouldn't mind a linebacker. I don't know if there's a linebacker I love at this point. I think I look and I'm like, there's some day three guys. Or there's guys with size question marks or maybe athleticism question marks that maybe I don't want to take at the back end of the third, or at least right now.
They took one last year in the third, to be fair.
Oh, my boy Martin. Yeah, that's wild. He has not seen the field at all. So I guess the next question is like, what is the next course of action here? Right? Because
I'll throw something out at you.
Yeah, throw it out.
Like, I mean, I'm looking at Ian Strong, CJ Daniels, even Antonio Williams for that matter. I think there's just like, it's very convoluted as to what the identity is of the Niners in their receiving core.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You're kind of hoping they can get and stay healthy. Right. But Jake Slaughter's, I know he's a bit old. No, he's not old, but
he's just small.
Yeah, but I think he's played solid this year. I think penalties have been big with him. But yeah, that's just not sexy enough for me. So, man, part of me wants after the catch ability. Josh Cameron, if he was more consistent, I think he would be in that ballpark. I think I kind of want to just give Brock Purdy a big freak. I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him a big freak. I'm going to go with Malachi Fields.
Malachi Fields is a beast.
Yeah. It's a little different than what they have currently at wide receiver. So,
all right. So pick number 88. We are back with the Packers. First pick was Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State. At this point, honestly, part of me is like, we have really good value on wide receiver talent like Ian Strong. If they end up deciding to let go of C-Watt, not a bad choice. He's 6'3".
Oh, I mean, they extended C-Watt.
They did. I'm tripping balls. I'm tripping. But man, is it Dubs that's up for the contract then? I'm tripping.
Yes,
I know
Romeo will be a free
are.
agent.
Okay, so Dubs up. And Dubs also a contested catch guy who I like. I like when he makes some pretty good contested catches. So I'm going to go Ian Strong here, wide receiver out of Rutgers. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah, another guy that can return. Yeah,
depends on Kaliak Manis.
Yeah, no, Kaliak has to come out. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, depends on his view of whether he's going to have success after Kaliak Manis.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, he just doesn't fall under my, my cup of tea when it comes to wide receivers, and he falls into that cup. That cup, I'm typically like, I'm okay, but I'm not gonna deny the dude's good. I think he's got good film.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears feel like I've done a lot for him. At the very least, 2 picks. We got T.J. Parker. We got Jadarian Price. I'm feeling good. Man, I don't think there's a tackle I want to take a shot at. I don't know. Cage Casey, I don't mind, but he might end up being a guard too.
I'm very happy I was like, got some guard tendencies from him at the start of the year. Because Yeah. I mean, there's Demetrius Crownover, by the way. A lot of people really like him. I'm not there, but.
Yeah, I'm not there either.
Do any of these guys move you over Ozzie Trapilo?
Yeah, exactly. From last year, yeah. So maybe linebacker. But do they get off one of their guys' contracts? I don't know. Maybe not. They've been hurt at corner. Nashawn Wright's been better, but I would rather him depth. I mean, they still got a good collection, a good crew.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind adding more depth. Could go safety, honestly. But it's like, I see so many box safeties. There's a lot of guys that I just like in the box at this point.
Can I pose something?
Yeah, pose it.
Daryl Jackson to get like an actual quality nose tackle.
Interior, yeah.
Yeah, because of like what they acquired. Guy from the Falcons that's slipping my mind right now. Grady Jarrett, yeah.
I was really hoping to see a jump in production, but I just think Jackson is who he is, which is still hella good.
Yeah.
It's just not top 50 worthy, I would say. But yeah, no, you know what? I'm down. I think that's a good suggestion. Thank you. Thank you, fine young sir.
I usually like to go Caden McDonald to them whenever possible, but I understand. This is a different time. Number 90, Buffalo Bills, Denzel Boston, Zaki Wheatley. I'm personally liking how that ended up panning out. 2 big contributors on both sides of the ball. I'm going to go for the linebacker at this point, and I'm going to go Kyle Lewis. I was debating him last time, even though he's undersized, 6'1", 220. Watch the tape. This guy is so damn dynamic, and he's much stronger. He can play a multitude of positions. Like, he's just somebody that is going to make a difference if the weight is not going to stop him, which so far it hasn't seemed like much of an issue at all.
Yeah. I got the Seahawks up here. I was debating Kyle. Again, I mean, we're looking at these undersized linebackers, I think, in this next group. And then you have some guys that are just kind of like your thumpers. And like Austin Romaine, Lander Barden, and such. So, oh man, okay, Seahawks. We got Hood, we got Wilson. I want my guard. Sundell's been playing center for him. He just hit IR, but he's been all right. Not that there's a center here.
I had Connor Liu go to them in my 2027 mock.
Yeah,
funnily enough. I was just like, why not?
Yeah.
4 first rounders and 1 second rounder on the line of scrimmage. Balls to the wall.
You could look at Trey. Is it pronounced Zahn?
I think it's Zune. Might be
Zune.
Zahn.
It might be Zune. Zune sounds right.
I really like him.
Yeah, he's been getting some reps at center every now and then.
100 reps this year. That's actually kind of crazy. I didn't even know that. That was 100. Like, I didn't know it was like up to 100 reps already.
Yeah. They've been dipping them in every now and then, which that's kind of cool that Elko's doing that. Just so like the NFL, gets to see him at a more natural projection.
Yeah. 31-inch arms.
Man, it's just like that's just
he's a good mover too.
Yeah, it's just that's not where the value is right now when you look at our boards. AJ Harris, we're just gonna assume returning, right?
Yeah. I mean, what year is he? Is he a true junior?
I think he's a true junior, but he hasn't been all that great.
No, he's been ass. He hasn't been that bad. But I'm happy that AJ Harris wasn't as good as maybe some of the consensus. Like people were locking him into their top.
Yeah, where you were one of the ones lower on him too.
He was my corner 16 coming into the year.
Okay, I think I included him in the top 10 because I think the zone eyes were good, but I'm like, dude, give me some splash plays.
I thought his losses were awful. Like it was just one of those players. It felt very Malachi Moore, but at boundary corner-esque, where some of the good plays were like, this is really some legitimate translatable play. But when they lost, it was like, whoa. Yeah, you could get benched for that shit.
All right, I'm gonna go with Trey Zune.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go after Bazontis.
I think he's okay. I'm not jumping to
Some
get him in
people have him as like a top 50 player in their class. I really
I haven't seen that. I like him. I think
Bryce Foster, or not Bryce Foster. James Foster.
James Foster.
His co-star on their show has him, I think, top 50.
Okay.
But again, I mean, those guys grind tape. I don't really see eye to eye with them on a lot of stuff, but at the same time, you got to show respect where respect is due. They do watch the tape.
I mean, dude, if we agreed on everything, then
there would be nothing fun.
What's the point? Broshmo, right. Hail Mary won't exist.
This is true. Indianapolis Colts first pick Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of UCF. Love that. Here at pick number 92, I'm finding it hard to like ignore Deontay Lawson at this point.
Yeah, that was another guy I was thinking. I am curious to see what he weighs in at.
Yeah, because he's fluctuated like from 228, 230. Like it is weird.
He was 217 during spring, but he was coming off the ACL injury.
Right. Something I've pitched is Bryce Lance, because I don't know if Alec Pierce is going to be re-signed.
Have you been able to watch him? I haven't got tape on him, which is wild.
By the way, the guy who we usually watch, he ended up dropping North Dakota State offensive tape like yesterday. So
that's sick.
Yeah, I'll give you an update on that, as well as Cole Payton. But like, I'm thinking about wide receiver as a dark horse move. People won't like that. I respect it. But that's the guy who I would try to throw into that role if you're trying to replace Alec Pierce. Like outside of that, I mean, you're not too many players unless you want to like throw a day 3 dart at Noah Thomas, assuming if he comes out. I doubt it. Does he have eligibility left, by the way, Noah Thomas?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He's a senior, yeah, but he's played too many games. So yeah,
you can't redshirt.
Yeah, throw a late round dart on Noah Thomas. Yeah, I'm gonna go back for the linebacker route. We'll go Deontay Lawson, linebacker out of Alabama at 92.
Okay. So I kind of already got the idea of what I want to do with the Rams after I pick
Delane
Lawson.
Gooseby and Emmanuel McNeil Warren. What a trio.
Yep. And then we're gonna add a wide receiver here.
Smart.
Yep. And hey, if I'm looking to replace Devontae Adams, not replace, I mean, once his contract's up, he could do whatever the hell he wants.
His little back spasms and shit.
Yeah, right. Dude has been a red zone monster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Elijah Surratt.
Yeah.
That feels like exactly the guy I want taking over for Adams.
Yeah. Like for me, I usually target for the Rams a guy to replace the vacancy that Tutu Atwell would, like his role, which to me would have been Antonio Williams. But
I just don't think his role's as vital on the team.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. I'm just saying like it would have been more of a short-term fill. Elijah Surratt going to be something that is more long-term value. But 94, New England Patriots, we got Emmanuel Pregnon and AJ Halsey so far. At this point, I'm running Romello Height to the table, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, like getting that pass rush upside that you can have him learn over the next couple of years. He has a 22% pass rush win rate as well. He can learn from Caleb Von Chason. If you bring him back, please bring him back. The last time that a team did that in the Raiders, we ended up drafting an edge for them in the second round because they still need edge. Don't let these guys go. But Romello Height feels like just incredible value at this point. And why not?
You know, in hindsight, because I was looking at the Dolphins, I was like, oh, who would I take here? And I was like, oh, I love the Gabe Backus. Still love him. And I was like, they denied Dennis Sutton. Crap.
Yeah. Dude, Gabe looks a lot skinnier this year. I don't know if you've seen that, but like
I kind of felt it when I watched the Duke game.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he looks a little bit skinnier, which I don't mind because if he is 270, that just means he leaned out. But he almost feels like someone who needs to add mass and be like more of a defensive interior in a 3-4.
Yeah, man. Picking here from my Dolphins again. I would love a corner. AJ Harris. I'm just gonna anticipate him coming back. It's kind of been a down year. I still have Damani Jackson pretty high, but his snaps have gone down each and every game, so he's gonna fall down my board, which sucks. Yeah. He was one of the dudes that I was like, hey, watch out, it's gonna be great, and then oh man,
what a fall from grace too, man. That just sucks.
That's because I always say, like, I don't care how you defend the run or tackle as a corner. If you can cover, go out and get him. But his run defense has been so detrimental, you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Which is just wild. Will Lee could be a thought here if I did want to go down the corner route. I think that's the next guy I'm looking at because I'm kind of looking for size opposed to like DJ McKinney or Chandler Rivers.
But I know like Josh Moten doesn't fit that description either, but he has 5 picks on the year. I don't know if you've been keeping up with him.
I watched the Arkansas State game.
Yeah.
And yeah, oh my gosh. And he doesn't get like
dude,
bullied.
He's amazing in coverage.
They say he got up to 185. He doesn't look 185.
I mean, who the hell puts on 20 pounds of muscle?
Exactly. But the way he stays connected, and he's got his head around before the wide receiver.
Dude, and he handled Jeremiah Smith pretty well.
Yeah, at Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, his first pick against Arkansas State, he basically ran the rest of the route for the wide receiver.
His coverage skills are phenomenal. It's surprising. He's not a great athlete, in my opinion, for his lack of size.
Yeah.
Coverage skills.
I get that. I hear that. I'm right now trying to talk myself into a tight end.
Real. There's a lot of like fun ones. Like I ended up
Jolie. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Did you see that hamstring injury though? Oh.
Yeah, he was like gimping.
It was literally the Greg Jennings meme.
That was so funny. But no, I actually ended up I actually drafted him for the Eagles because I forgot that PFF didn't trade the pick. But I was like, I actually love this fit for the Dolphins anyway. So.
Yeah. On a side note, if you didn't know that it hasn't been clarified what pick they're getting from the Eagles, just a third.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just went with pick 95.
It felt like it would be kind of a dick move to send the early third. So
yeah. Honestly, I think I might just try to stick with my board and just take whoever's next on it. Even if it's not necessarily a positional need, and just kind of try to figure it out from there and hope it works out, which brings me to guys like Gabe Backus, Jashawn Barham, and Aaron Graves. The interior kind of has been a struggle. Graves, not necessarily a high ceiling, but I think he's a solid enough floor. Okay. And a seasoned player with a lot of snaps under his belt. I know we just took Kenneth Grant, but bro, and I mean, we took Biggers and we took Phillips, and I guess that's what's really stopping me. So, I mean, if we're going to replace Phillips and Chubb, maybe taking multiple shots, I prefer Akis with his hand in the dirt. So I think that leans me to Barham out of Michigan.
All right. Jashawn Barham. Is he even in this?
Yeah, he's edge.
Dude, he's had a phenomenal run stop rate. Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about it, he's just learning really how to polish as a pass rusher. Yeah. And they even started the year as him off-ball linebacker in the first couple of games, and then moved him over to edge.
That's great. That's great to see. That sucks for TJ Guy though. It's kind of an indictment.
Dude, I know. Guy's he's going to be a dude that's taken in day 3, I think.
Let me see. How is he? He's been 14.2% pass rush win rate, low run stop rate. It kind of makes sense for
He's
them.
a DPR.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense why they would pair him with Jaysean Barham too. Like basically having that rotation because of Barham's increased run defensibility. But yeah, Guy's an interesting one. 96 for the Broncos. We have Casey Concepcion and Parker Brailsford. I still like that. I'm going to go Justin Jolie here, tight end out of NC State. I think his 260 frame allows him to be better blocker, but I mean, he is somebody for that size that he can fly, and he is really fun to watch. Pretty damn good routes as well, especially for the size that he's at.
Yeah, him and Terrence Carter are in that bucket of all fun. They're going to be guys that can create after the catch.
Yep.
Oh,
Aaron
man.
Coville as well is a really fun tight end to watch.
Oh, the Houston.
Yes, very reliable receiver.
So I've come around to what I've done for the Vikings. The question is, what's next? I imagine maybe I do take a shot at one of these safeties. And the guys that come to mind, at least in terms of style, would be Bray Hubbard or Bishop Fitzgerald, I think, the USC.
Yeah,
safety.
the USC safety.
Both are probably better off around the box, but they can play split high. But even better, their instincts are so good that their ball skill, they have legit ball skills, and they come up with splash plays.
Bishop is not included in the list, FYI.
Oh, which is perfect, because then I'm going to go Bray Hubbard out of Alabama.
Bray's been a beast.
I do need to watch Tay Johnson, though.
Yeah, okay. Dude, Bray Hubbard's a monster. So him at 97?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a big playmaker, man. I mean, to be honest, for the Steelers here at pick 98, after we've drafted Keith
I got
Abney,
the Jags at pick 98.
All right, PFF. We're using the same exact simulator. I guess they randomized the
maybe?
I'll flip them. Okay. So I have the Jaguars, I guess, at 98. Who do you have at 99?
The Steelers.
Okay.
So it's just
I'll have
those
to put that as well. So they ended up switching up the order. That's okay. Even though I would have preferred it the other way. So far for the Jaguars, we got Julian Neal, Michael Trigg, and Lee Hunter. Based on the players available, I have not addressed offensive line at all.
Yeah, and they need it. They need
it.
You want me to give you a shout out though?
I have a guy in mind, but I'm very open.
Taylon Green.
I do think quarterback's on the market.
And why not? Why not take a shot on probably the toolsiest guy?
I assume we believe John Mateer's going back to school, correct?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. I needed to put that out there because some people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
And I would probably still consider Nussmeier somewhere around here because I don't think he's been that terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird spot. I had Nuss end up going around this range as well. I do think that the splash plays and everything. I'm gonna actually go Brendan Sorsby, quarterback out of Cincinnati.
Yeah,
we're gonna take the ceiling play here because I mean you don't really need a floor. Kind of already have that with Trevor Lawrence. And you just try to go for the fences, and Sorsby or Taylon Green are both great options for that.
Yeah, I think
Green's fun.
Green is fun. I think Sorsby, as of late, the ball placement or lack thereof, has shown up a little bit more compared to earlier in the year. Yeah.
We think the exact same.
Yeah, because I put Sorsby and like Sawyer Robertson kind of in the same boat.
I have Sorsby and Taylon Green equal in grade.
Nice.
At 129 and 128 respectively.
So let's talk about this Pittsburgh pick. We took tackle / guard. We took wide receiver. We took quarterback. We took a corner. What else could we possibly do here?
Well, I would end up throwing out defensive back with Keon Saab at this point, just because the value's there.
Saab's
I mean, dude, brought in a lot of veterans.
So bait. Y'all have had terrible luck, just as far as injuries when it comes to safety this year.
I know.
Dude, I
Technically
saw
speaking,
Tucker Craft roll. I thought was that Deshaun Elliott that Tucker Craft rolled on, and it was
I believe so.
hyperextend, and I thought it was far worse.
Oh,
I was like, his knee is destroyed.
Thank God it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've just been bringing in a shit ton of veterans. It's pretty clear that we see at least some sort of need there. The question is, do we think the veterans are the fill, or is it a rookie? For me at this point, like, I have Saab right about this range. I think his pursuit angles, especially in coverage, are what gets him in trouble. So that's like the only concern there, but he is kind of athletic enough to make up for it.
Okay.
I mean, personally, if I could throw one more name in there, CJ Daniels is just great value at this point. I mean, our wide receiver core is not super deep.
Yeah, I think I buy into Daniels more on day 3 because the older guy didn't really work out at LSU.
I mean, he did work out there, just he never got thrown towards the end zone.
Yeah.
That's his only problem. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to say, like, you could even go defensive interior here.
You know, that was actually what I was about to say. Because there's guys like Bear Alexander, because, you know, he's got all kinds of allegiances. I'm sure he doesn't mind Pittsburgh. That was just so unnecessary.
I was like, all right.
I think Aaron Graves kind of feels like a Steeler, if I'm going to be honest.
We do like our Iowa guys.
Reunite
with
Howard's
healthy.
Black.
I would have tossed. Huh?
Said reunite with Black.
Waya, yeah. But I would want to get someone who's more of a high floor run defender at nose, just because Waya has the potential as a pass blocker, but he's just been moved way too easily off the nose. So I'm like looking at guys who could end up being that. Maybe just wait till day 3 and go after someone like Cole Brevard from Texas if he doesn't redshirt, because I think you can still somehow slide that through.
Yeah, I just finally added him. Haven't watched him yet, but fortunately not many snaps I have to watch. But
I know. I really liked him at Purdue. I'm very surprised. Dante Corleone, man, by the way, what a fucking whiff of a season, man. For someone who people are saying he was a first round talent. It's like the dude has a 3.2% pass rush win rate.
I didn't see the first round talent. I got CJ West vibes from him, but not as, because I think at least the manner of style that CJ West plays it. Like, I think Corleone plays with that urgency and franticness.
Sure.
But there's not a whole lot of a plan there.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, just I've never been on board with Godfather besides the name. The name is fucking badass. I mean, part of me is like, do you just double up at corner and go Josh Moten just because of the interception capabilities? You could try to utilize him as a safety in that aspect / corner.
Yeah, I mean, are you wowed by Porter? Slay will be a free agent.
Well, like what I'm thinking is because we are moving, we're starting to play Jalen at safety full time. It's not like he's been added to the corner core. So right now it's going to be Abney and Porter. And then, of course, whoever we're going to slide into the nickel. But you do need more than 2 legitimate high-end corners. Granted, I mean, honestly, James Pierre made a great pass breakup on Jamar Chase yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. Fantastic.
But he's always kind of been that guy where it's like he makes a play here and yeah, exactly. He makes a play here and there, then he gets a start, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'll go Moten. I like that. I like that shout out.
Yeah, 5 interceptions on the year, and
3 of them were against Arkansas State.
This is true.
This is true. They were impressive.
Hey, 5 interceptions last year as well, though. Like, he has had 11 interceptions in the past 2 years. Past 3 years, excuse me. 10 in the past 2. So that's still really damn solid. And his coverage skills through the roof, worth taking at the end of the 3rd, in my opinion. At 100, ending this off, Philly, Christian Miller, Caden Green, Malik Muhammad. Got to get the little up in there. At this point, I mean, shoot, the value is kind of weird. I'm almost looking at CJ Daniels because they like to send like mid-day 3 picks as it is for all the veterans in that room. But
Hear me out.
I'm hearing
Taylon Green.
that would be fucking nuts. I don't absolutely hate it if they even tried that, but I just, Tanner McKee's the GOAT. Actually, instead, did we agree that they're gonna bring back Jalen Phillips?
I think we discussed it as in like they got to, right? So
yeah, I still think they'll bring in some edge help at this point. I think Akeem Mesidor's the guy who I'm gonna go after. Super high floor. Also could end up playing basically a BG role, but he moves way more cleanly than a 275 to 280 pounder does. Like he is like, apparently according to Tom McShay, some people in the league think he's a better pass rusher than Ruben Bain. So
yeah, he's also more bull in a china shop.
Yes, I'll go after Akeem here to end off the draft. I think it's a pick I'm happy with.
Man, it feels like it's weird. Because it feels like we've left a lot of players on the board here. Yet, dude, I'm straight up. It was kind of the struggle bus at the end there of like, I want to go for this position, but there's not players I like.
He's not there.
There's players I like at other positions that I don't necessarily need to go for.
Yep.
But
that's honestly kind of the fun part of doing a 3-rounder, though, is we'll have almost an easier time with the more impactful positions than anything else.
I was gonna say, because I would have taken Gabe Backus like inside the top 75, and here he is not making it into 100 picks. Yeah, I tell that to people all the time. When it comes to the draft, good players fall.
Yep.
And we won't always know the reason why until later on.
Yep.
Is what it is. But hey, thanks for joining me, Alex. You want to go ahead and let the people know where they can find you?
Yeah, feel free if you guys like mock draft stuff to go over and check me out on Hail Mary Sports, YouTube, X, Instagram. Feel free to go over and reach out. Love talking with you guys. Best part of the job. And I always say, be a dick. Don't be a dick about it. Come have fun.
That's right. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Our friends. Later.